Hello. Happy New Year. I'm Wednesday 13. I am not Jason Green, but I am starting the show today because we're changing things up. It's a brand new year, so why not? I hope you're all enjoying this new year so far, and we're going to get into it, and we're going to bring in Jason now, right after this. Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody I'd rather waste time with than you.
That was fantastic. I could watch
Oh,
that all day.
yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
Um, the reason why Wednesday's doing more talking than I am is that I lost my voice uh, on the road on the last few shows. We'll talk a little bit about that.
But you you,
And
you sound so much better than you did. You really do.
well, we did see each other, and we'll talk
Mhm.
about that. And yeah, at that point, I couldn't really talk at all. But yet, I still try to go out and have a good time. Have a good time all the time. That's my motto.
Yep.
Uh, eh, if I had a credo, though, it would be a penny saved is a penny earned, pennies from heaven. But actually, it'd be just go for it. Anyway,
Yeah.
enough. Uh, Wednesday, you made the point that if you're a collector or you're a fan of 80s nostalgia, you speak another language. There's a language that only fellow
There is a
fans.
language. I realized that when it was you and I and Jake talking at the Rainbow, and we're literally just talking about Police Academy and Revenge of the Nerds, and we know that all those some of those characters are in in the same movies, and we're just talking as if like, and I could see my lady just looking at us like she's just smiling, and I know that she's like, I have no clue what they're, and we're talking about the javelin from Revenge of the Nerds and how it was engineered for Lamar's wrist, and
And then
how
I
I
was
said I would
thinking,
like to get a microphone stand engineered for my wrist.
well, and he was in Cobra Kai, Karate Kid. And so
Yes,
we go
yes.
into these tangents. But anyway, before we get too far ahead, I had one of the craziest 48 hours trips I've probably had since being in this industry. 48 hours to rock, as they say, Steve Sex
Mhm.
Summers and Christy Crash Majors.
He
Um,
did say that.
I We went to Michigan, and it was very tricky to find a place to land and that close to the venue. People hear that you're in a big state, but they don't realize that sometimes you drive from the airport 2 hours, and there's not that many flights because it's winter time. All you need is one bad weather flight, and you're out. Your whole trip is off. If you
Hmm.
fly into a small airport like Lansing, there's probably one flight a day. If you miss that flight, you don't get in. So we flew into Detroit, and when we landed in Detroit, we drove 2 hours and 20 minutes to Soaring Rock Casino. I couldn't even tell you what area that was called, but it was a long drive and it's not fun, especially after you just got off a 4 hour flight. So, you go through these things all the time, but people watching at home, they don't realize how much goes in it. That's why I say, and Wednesday 13 will be on tour this year. When someone comes to your city, come see them because they came a lot further to see you than you came to see them. So make sure you
But
see
people
that.
people don't understand that. You'd be amazed at the amount of messages that I get per day telling me I suck and how they were a fan and how I have just completely skipped their area on purpose or something like that. And it's just ridiculous. We go through a lot of stuff to do what we do, and so we hope people come out to the shows. And I know it's hard for everybody to get out, but I always say, they go, man, you don't know how long I traveled to get here. And I go, I'll bet you I traveled further.
Yeah, 100%. And we all say that we get paid to travel. Playing a show is free. That part's
Hmm.
great. But it's the sitting in the bus, sitting in the plane, sitting in the cold, sitting in the rain, snow. That's so hard. So Stephen had some flight problems. He was going to go. He was going to get in earlier than us, but they smelled smoke on the plane. They had to bring it back, and everyone had to evacuate and get another plane. It was not Stephen smoking. I confirm that.
That's
Um,
not good.
it's not good. It's not right. And so Matt also had a problem where his plane had a return because there was some problem. He made it in a little later, but was able to go with us. Stephen came in later, and boy, he was texting me. I've been sitting in this car for over 3 hours, and I timed the drive. It was 2 hours and 9 minutes. I'm sure it
Mhm.
felt like 3 hours to him. Um, but when he arrived, he was in as good a mood as you can be, considering he flies even further where he lives. He probably did 3 flights. It would have been 4 flights. It was just a mess. But this casino, the
Mhm.
Spring Eagle Casino, was incredible. What a great place. And they really took care of us. Wednesday, they gave us unlimited food for free. Any restaurant except the Ruth
What?
Chris Steakhouse. They give you a code number. It's called a PMP number, and
I like that.
you just give the code, and you can eat anything you want anytime. So we went to a steakhouse, and we all had filet mignon and shrimp and soups and salads and a dessert, and it was fantastic. One of the guys in the band is cheaper than some of the other guys in the band. And he said he doesn't like going to expensive restaurants because then you have to leave a bigger tip. The gratuity, because you can't comp gratuity, that you got to put in.
Oh yeah.
But let's just say you had $100 dinner, which I did. Your share of the tip would be between 15 and $20, depending on how generous you are. But you had steak and lobster and shrimp or whatever you want. But some people are tight wads. I'm
There's
not going to
always
say.
one guy in the gang that's tight like that.
Mhm, mhm.
Like the Cheap Trick song. She's
I
tight.
I feel like you better live while you can. At any second, it could end. So enjoy it. But anyway, they were very nice to us. The showroom was very nice, and Ace Frehley was on the bill as well. Now, I don't want to say too much bad about Ace Frehley. He was a hero of mine growing up. I'm sure yours too.
Still,
Uh,
he still is. I still watch Ace Frehley and those Kiss videos, and I'm like a kid again every time I watch Kiss. That's why I got their posters behind me. That stuff will be timeless. I don't really try to pay attention to new Ace Frehley.
right. I'm going to send you some videos of New Ace Frehley after the show.
Okay. All right.
It'd be interesting. Um, So anyway, I'm a fan of Ace Frehley. Scott Coogan, who was the drummer for Stephen Pearcy, is Ace Frehley's drummer. He has been for a lot of years, and it was very nice to see him. I know Ace's tour manager, a guy named Phil, but he was not there. He was away at a wedding, and they kind of had people trying to help. I got the impression that people are scared of Ace, which anytime you work with a celebrity, you don't want to screw up. And this is a guy who's been touring for 50 years, probably,
Yep.
and is wants things done his way and probably isn't as excited. Same goes for Steven. I mean, when I get to a city, I'm ready to explore. These guys have seen it already. They could care less, they're tired. Ace Frehley's in his 70s as well. Somebody said, boy, I just love Kiss in the 70s. And I said, well, now you're seeing a member of Kiss in his 70s. Um,
Hmm.
he so they were going on first. However you want to call that, Steven was closing the show. They did play equal time, hour 15 minutes, which is a lot. Um, but Ace's crew decided that they were going to tell us how the dressing room situation works, which is strange. The venue is one that lays it out. But sometimes when you tour with other bands, they get there really early and try to stake claim to things like the dressing rooms. And it's silly. We don't really care. And to be honest with you, Steven is never in the venue longer than he has to be. Sometimes I get him there 10 minutes before he starts and he do a meet and greet and then we're out the door. I don't want him hanging out. There's no reason for him to waste his time. He's been doing this enough. And so we're pretty easy. They had a security meeting and this woman who's never tour managed before decided that she was going to lead the security meeting. Now, Wednesday, I don't think you go to these, but your tour manager's probably been to a bunch. And one of the main things you discuss, unfortunately, is an active shooter. what to do should something happen. In this day and age, it happens. The
Hmm.
answer is you run. I mean, it's not really complicated. But this woman did all the talking, and no one else ever spoke. But she was very passionate about Ace Frehley does not allow professional photography. He has not issued any photo passes, but
Does he
cell phone.
allow like shitty photography?
Yes,
Okay.
as much as you
That's what
like.
I always say. I go, no professional photography. I want only horrible, awful photographers. If you're awful, shoot me. Give me your best
You make
shot.
you
Good
make a
luck.
great point. Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't want anything good.
Right.
So, and I'll get to the questions and comments. There's so many in there. We'll get to them. But right now we're wrapping. So, like Public Enemy. Did you hear Public Enemy is opening for Guns N' Roses on their European tour?
I did hear about this.
It's bizarre. Fight the power.
Fight the power. That's all I can say.
Anyway, so this it was silly. And when then the security gets to me and I go, yeah, we're okay with everything. That's it. Who cares? Most security meetings, the questions they ask are: does anyone leave the stage during your show? Do you allow anyone on the stage during your show? We also don't really have anyone backstage. It's just a personal preference. Um, and you know this. The worst thing that happens is when you play a show, people want something from you. They want the right pass, they want the right access, and they don't realize that you have a performance to put on. Yours
Mhm.
involves a lot of lights and movement and
I have
makeup.
people that write me before the show and like, hey man, what time should I get there? I live in man like I'm like, well, maybe you should leave like 45 minutes. Like people will ask me this. I always write Kiss before they play concerts too, and ask Gene Simmons what time I should leave before I go to the Coliseum. But he's never responded one time.
Mhm. Yeah. What time do you go on?
Yeah.
Questions that could be Googled, uh, uh, you know. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot that goes on a
Hmm.
performance day. So Ace did not sound check. They gave Ace an section of the dressing room that was draped off. So he had one room, we had two rooms, and then all the way down the hall, they had some bullshit thing for Ace's band. I don't know. That's how Ace does it. Ace is a big star. He can do whatever he wants.
Hmm.
I never saw Ace at that point, but we shared a bathroom with the spaceman. I never saw him use it. Um, but but it seemed fine to me. But the problem was, if you wanted to go to Ace's dressing room, you had to go through our dressing room.
Hmm.
And Ace is accustomed to doing a meet and greet like everyone. They would have had to line his meet and greet up in Steven's dressing room to get to Ace. And I had to say no. And I don't like to say no. And I don't think this is Ace's fault, you know. So they had explained to Ace that you have to go to a meet and greet room and whatever. It ended up working out. But during the time, it was a little ridiculous. After sound check, I went to lunch at a place called Chicken Guy. It was free. Chicken Guy is Guy
Chicken
Fieri
guy.
chicken strip restaurant.
I've seen that at the airports.
Here's the problem. For me, it's the great American meal. For you, you wouldn't like it. The main thing they serve is sauces. They have 10
Mhm.
sauces. Although you do like barbecue, and the barbecue is very good. Would you try garlic parmesan sauce?
Oh, absolutely. I use garlic parmesan
Who is this guy?
buffalo wild wing sauce. Yeah, I'm up for sauces. I just don't really care for
I never will.
the usual suspect. I'm not into ketchup, mayonnaise, or mustard. And
We should
unless
have.
you, yeah,
We should ask the audience if they think you would have tried these things. They had
yeah.
another one called donkey sauce. Now, you would not like it. It's mayonnaise based.
You know, I don't know that I hate mayonnaise. If you don't tell me about it, I might eat it. That's what I tell when I go to Europe and we get catering. I tell my guys, they're like, I was like, hey, what's the food look like? They go, I don't know if you're gonna like it. I'm like, how about you just don't tell me? Let me look at it. And if there's something I don't really know and I'm gonna eat it, just don't tell me what it is because you'll freak me out. Like when I ate cauliflower hot wings. I was getting into them like this is really good, and then my dumb bass player says, I can't believe you're eating cauliflower, and I instantly just went bleh,
Mhm.
and he almost got fired that day because of it.
Well, I don't like mayonnaise, but I'm okay with sauces that may have it in it. Just don't tell me. Big Mac sauce or Cane's chicken sauce, which is very good.
Hmm.
I don't. I'm with you. I don't really. What the hell is there? A fireworks show going on over here?
Did you get a fax, or did you
I,
get a is someone paging you?
it sounded like either a fax or a page. I think
Yeah.
this New Year's I went back in time. We are going to get to everybody's questions and comments, but again, Wednesday and I are just wrapping first. Uh, so, um, word to your moms.
Hmm.
So anyway, the chicken guy was pretty damn good, and they have all these shakes. He's got chicken strips, fries, sauce, and shakes, and it was pretty good. And I didn't get the shakes. Anyway, show comes, and I had a nice time talking to Scott Coogan. um, Sometimes it's fun to hang out with guys that you're not working with. It's we spent a lot of time traveling together. He played my first show, Sin City Rejects, the first show. He was the drummer, the Hard
He's a
Rock
great
Cafe.
drummer.
He's a
He's
great drummer,
really good. He's a really good drummer.
and he. So anyway, it was nice to catch up with him. And excuse me, I'm trying to get my hot water heated up uh, by the shipping department. So anyway, so what we caught up was fun, and I wanted to see a little bit of Ace play. I've heard some mixed reviews of Ace. I've heard some negative reviews of Ace, but I didn't. Going in with low expectations, I figured it'd be fine. And he played what you wanted to hear. Rocket Ride and Rip It Out and Rock Soldiers and a lot of Kiss also. And
How
he was
slow did he play it though?
a little slow. And I think his band is trying to be too clever. They're trying to do like medleys and things that
Hmm.
I don't think Ace can keep up with. And I don't want to be mean, but I think Ace has some cognitive issues. He's an older guy. He's partied hard. He's not
Hmm.
drinking or doing drugs. I've seen him. I've seen him backstage at events. I didn't see anything like that. But I think he has a little harder time keeping up. So the they try to do back in the New York groove, but add in God of Thunder pieces and maybe Teenage Wasteland pieces.
Hmm.
And I don't think Ace really. I think it's a lot. They also play musical interludes, instrumental. Ace will leave the stage, and then they play a little bit, and then Ace comes back. Ace is back, and I told you so. But
Wow, wow, wow.
some of the songs, like Detroit Rock City, uh, Ace had trouble. He has trouble playing the second solo. It might even be the third. Though it's the harmony. I think he plays the first solo. The other guitar player, which would have been Paul, would play the second, and then they
Hmm.
play together. Ace plays it in a different key, and it sounds like a DeLorean car wreck on the
Yes,
Cross Bronx Expressway. Huh? On
I've
here?
heard of I've heard people that play like that. It's not good.
Hold on. I heard Sean's in here somewhere.
No, Sean is in here. He says he did not get the invite.
Well,
What? Okay.
well, we can send it to Sean. If Sean would want to come on and chat with us, I
And
certainly would
I
welcome
would
him.
invite him right over here.
All right. Well, let's see if Sean wants to. I didn't know uh, he would be up for this kind of lowbrow humor. Uh,
Hmm.
but Sean, let me know, and if you do, I will send you the link. It'll take a second. Wednesday, we'll have to entertain.
I could
Uh,
do that. I could totally do that.
I have a question for for Sean too. People in the comment have been asking me a question about Sean. But anyway, and when Sean says yes, I'll send the link. So anyway, Ace, it was rough. Hey, look, he's still great. I was still happy to see him, and but it has some moments. So anyway, Did Sean say he's coming yet? Coming to the party?
I don't know.
I think he just wants to say I felt left out, and then saying, "Fuck you guys, I don't really want to be on here anyway."
He says send it. He says.
Send it. All right.
Mm.
Wednesday, talk a little bit.
All right, I can absolutely talk. I'll show off this item I got here.
Okay, good. I'll be back.
All right.
Oh, I know what you got because I got one too. But
You got one too. Yeah, I forgot. I just saw this when I walked in here. So.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So when Jason and I were at the whiskey the other night at the Stephen Piercy show, a fan brought us these little miniature skateboard decks, and Jason got one and I got one, and they're really cool. As you can see, I am on there. My future's so bright, I'm wearing shades. This little miniature skate deck. I imagine my cat on it immediately. Just need to put some cat wheels on it. And on the back of it, it's all of my album covers. So if you really want to know how old I am, you can just start counting these albums and do the math and go, oh, so that's why he wears big hats and glasses and that makeup. But that's all of my work. Actually, it's not all of it. It's a portion of it.
All right.
There you go. Little deck.
The guy who created that, his name is Dave Balls, Bahls, and he makes some really fun stuff. I was saying I'm honored when people ask me to sign anything. You've been doing this for quite some time since you were a young man, but
Yep.
for me, I'm happy. But here's the one he made for me, and it was
Yeah.
very cool. And so
Very
it was
cool.
nice to sign one. I was saying, I bet when you were a kid, you probably skateboarded, right?
I tried.
Okay,
Not very
that's more
long,
than
but
me.
I used to ride those little skateboards you see like on those old Mellow Yellow Mountain Dew commercials where they're like this. They're like this big, actually. I used to
Yeah.
ride skateboards about this big. And I had too many wrecks and I stopped. I got scared. And uh, I did have a skateboard that my parents got me for Christmas one time. It was a Snoopy skateboard and it said Joe Cool
Mhm,
on it. And my parents got it because it sounds like my real name.
mhm,
And I got it and kind of looked at them like, yeah, that's awesome. Great.
mhm.
That's what I get called at school every day. Now I got a skateboard with this dumb name.
Now we're going to continue this conversation. And I'm going to tell you about how I got from Ace Frehley to Hollywood,
Hmm.
California, and the great time we had. But the oldest one of our show, he didn't feel up to coming out, which I can't say I blame him. Here he is, Sean Clark.
The oldest
There he
what?
is.
What are you talking shit?
In this case, I'm actually being accurate, but he's not that old. But I listen. I don't blame you. Going to the Whiskey A Go Go is rough.
It's a
On
chore.
right before New Year's, it's rough. And Sean
Mhm.
lives in the Orange County area, and that's a commute.
South Orange County too, which is even further than just Orange County. I mean,
When we
you
came
can
to
live in you could live by Knott's Berry Farm and be in Orange County, and that shaves off about 30 to 40 minutes of your drive compared to
Sean,
where
why
I
haven't you
live.
bought a helicopter yet?
You know,
Because
I'm
that could
looking
cut
into
your
it.
time down. You could be in Burbank to do the
Or trivia.
trivia. You could cut your time in half. We could go to all kinds of cool places together as the trio on a helicopter.
ask Kobe Bryant how that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk.
Oh,
Let's ask him.
Too soon. Too soon. Too soon. All right, let me take care of these super chats, and then we'll get back into the discussion. And Sean is a big
Soup it up.
Ace fan as well, so he's an Ace fan. This is from Ras, and the question is,
Mhm.
what do you guys, Jason and Wednesday, and we'll say Sean too, about the WAP UFOs all over the U.S., but mostly New Jersey? Wednesday, you're probably most qualified to talk about.
I'm up to date on all of this.
I only know Michael Schenker. That's it.
Uh, something to do with aliens, all of it. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not, but something weird's going on. There's definitely some weird stuff, and they're not telling us what this is. Um, I don't want to get your station flagged, but there's a bunch of conspiracy stuff on it. Even leading into this new stuff, there's all this crazy fog all over the country. That's weirder to me than almost anything. So lots of weird stuff going on. I don't know if it's aliens, but whatever it is, of all the different things I've heard about it, none of it is good.
If it's aliens, Sigourney Weaver is involved.
I hope so.
If it's fog, Adrian Barbeau is
Mhm.
involved. I know that much. This is Hard Chick 71. Thank you. New to the channel, new member, and she has been binge watching every episode and really an
Binge.
expert now on. And I should point out there's 71 episodes of the Tour Diaries.
Good Lord.
Any chance Stephen will come to Atlanta? For some reason, we haven't gotten to Atlanta, and I want to. I want to see Stranger Things and Cobra Kai locations, but we have not gotten to Atlanta. Maybe this is the year for Atlanta. But okay, I'll get back to questions and comments in just a minute. I'm glad that Sean is here. Sean, I'll get right to it. Sean, this question's come up twice in the last 24 hours.
Why wasn't Sean invited? Is that the question?
Well, no. Do you have a lisp?
Do I have a lisp?
Mm-hmm.
No, not that I'm aware of.
I've never noticed it in my life. Two different people.
Fuck.
Horror Chick was one of them. She said he has an adorable lisp.
In that case, yeah, got one.
I mean,
I don't know.
Can you say Sally sold seashells? I can't even say
what?
Sally sold seashells by the
Seashells.
seashore.
Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
I don't hear a lisp at all.
Sally sold seashells.
Say the slitted sheet, the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit.
The slitted sheet, and on the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. I don't know.
You did it right there.
I don't. You heard a lisp?
I mean, there. You know, what's funny is sometimes when I'm speaking and my mouth gets dry, I feel like I kind of do a hair, like if my mouth gets dry, but I definitely don't have a lisp.
I've listened to Sean
Hey,
speak.
do I have a lisp? She said no.
I don't
and
I
she
don't
has
feel like
to
you
hear
have
me
a
all the
lisp.
time.
I hear a lisp on one of my records on every time I say the letter S, and it drives me crazy. On every single song I hear, it's like the S is th.
Twisted sister.
Yeah.
Suffering succotash.
I've never heard it, and I probably would have picked up on it by now.
Well, hey,
All right, Sean, I'm glad you're
if she
here.
thinks
Happy
it's
New Year.
adorable, we'll stick with it.
Happy New Year, Sean. We'll get to New Year celebrations in just a minute. Right now, we're talking about. I was in Michigan with Ace Frehley, and he had some issues. I'll send you the video as well.
He's just getting worse and worse, man. I mean, you get hard pressed to find too many bigger Kiss fans than me, but yeah, I think at some point he just needs to pack it up. It's like not good.
Yes,
Hiroshima, shock me.
I think he's great to do signings and appearances, and
even then he's a pain in the ass. He's like
what I've heard.
Miserable bastard.
The shows
At least when you meet Peter Criss, Peter's friendly and nice. I mean, his wife can be a bit much, but like Peter's great. But you meet Ace, he's just like this. He's like his sunglasses on. You get a picture with him. That's what he looks like.
It's pretty weird. That's very accurate. Yes.
What did Peter say to you Wednesday?
He's like, well, I walked in. I got in front of the line of the photo op, and I walked in, and I was in all of my gear. And he goes, "Hey, you look pretty cool." And we took the picture, and then I walked up. He goes, "You kind of look like a Nazi." I went, "Thank you. All right."
Yeah.
I guess. All right.
He made small talk. Anyway,
Yeah.
So Michigan, Stephen played. It was a fun set. He played a song called "Reach for the Sky" for the first time in 42 years. It's an unreleased Out of the Cellar track. It's available now, and it was sort of fun to do something different. And then we had a lobby call. One of the worst. Michelle? What time was lobby call?
I hate lobby calls. Fucking
What was
hate
it?
them.
3. It was 3 a.m. So the show and the meet and greet ended at like by midnight. You try to eat something. We did not go to bed. The people in the room next to me were fighting. There was a bass player playing along to tracks. Maybe it was Ace's bass player, but there's cover bands there too. But then he was playing bass to tracks and fighting with his girlfriend and breaking things in the room. So I reported him on my way out at 3 a.m. So we then drove to Lansing, Michigan, which was an hour. And we flew from Lansing to Detroit. The great news is we were all upgraded, most of us, to first class. The bad news was the flight was 18 minutes. So there wasn't much time to enjoy it. 18 minutes to get there. And then we got there early. So we waited for 20 minutes on the plane. And then we flew from Michigan to LAX, the worst airport, one of the worst airports. And it was a 5-hour flight. So, oh, gotcha. Sorry. Thank you, Michelle. I'm drinking as much tea, or it's just a hot water, to try and keep talking. So when we got to LAX, some of the guys had had their own cars parked there. Me and Johnny and Michelle had to sort of find her own.
What night was the show? Was it New Year's Eve or?
No, it was the 30th, the day before New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And so I arrived on
the night after the whiskey show.
Yeah, no, after. So Michigan was first. So we flew from Michigan to LA. Got into LA at 10 in the morning. I went right to the whiskey. Jake was nice enough to have the VCR ready for me with all the VHS tapes in case I wanted to watch something.
Is he the reason for all those dumb movies up there?
I think he has to be, because
it has to be, because that's when I go there, I'm like, oh, I'm in heaven there. It's got to be him. He's got to be
the craziest choices too, like RATT and Chud.
Yeah, Chud.
So
yeah,
we were looking for something to eat, so we said, well, let's walk to the Rainbow. Rainbow online says they open at 11. Well, now they open at 4. So from there, we walked to Barney's Beanery. They do allow homosexuals there now. They've changed their old rules. If you know your Barney's Beanery history, they once were famous for having a sign that I won't repeat. And Jim Morrison allegedly peed on the bar, and they have a plaque in the spot that he did that. But so we ate there. We went back to the whiskey. So I was going on 2 days with no sleep, and my voice was done at that point, worse than it is now. And we went back to the hotel, which was they like to stay at the Ramada, which used to be the Tropicana, which is where the Ramones, the New York Dolls, and every other band stayed and partied back in the day. It's right across from where the Doors warehouse was, where they recorded Riders on the Storm. They have a plaque there. It's now a hot dog stand, crazy enough. But there's a lot of history in Los Angeles. You just kind of still look for it. So then that night was the show. Now I was messaging with Sean. Sean, do you want to come to the show? Now, last time Sean came to see Stephen Pearcy a year earlier, his better half had some social anxiety, which is completely understandable because the whiskey gets very crowded. And
it was
Sean
very hot.
And it was very hot. You made about 2 or 3 songs.
4, I think.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they even got into Out of the Cellar. I think you heard the EP stuff. And then
no, I think we left. I know Wanted Man's the first track, right? Is that what they start with? What's the second track?
Maybe it's In Your Direction. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah. I know I heard Wanted Man. So
I invited Sean, and I said this time we got a table, so to be kind of out of the way. But Sean was beat, and I don't blame you. Thinking about taking that drive, going into a hot room with, I don't know what the capacity is, but it reached it. It is a little crazy. So I met Wednesday at the Rainbow before the show at 8:30 or so. And luckily, we used our social media status to get a table because otherwise, they said it would be a long wait.
Yeah,
And
Jake went in and told these group of people to get up and get out, and they let us sit down. He went, "Hey, get out of here," and they
Jake
left.
did?
No, I'm kidding. No, I like to pretend that's what he did because we got a table pretty quick.
Jake did try to bust some heads though, and one of the women who worked there, she said, "Isn't that guy with the glasses the guy who does the YouTube interviews?" Which was very nice. And so we went in and we sat in the Ace Von Johnson booth. I didn't really know much about Ace Von Johnson. And to be honest, I've probably made fun of him on this show before. He's in LA Guns and he's in Faster Pussycat. Sometimes both.
And he was my neighbor, and I just spoke with him as I walked in, and then I sat down right underneath his plaque.
Yes.
I'm like, man, he's gonna be mad because he's sitting outside in the cold, and I'm in the Ace Von Johnson booth. But he wasn't.
My issue with him was that I hate to call him a scab, but he never played on any records that mattered by these bands. And when LA Guns were fighting with each other, he would get involved in the fights. And I thought, if Tracy Guns and Steve Riley have a problem, it's between them. Let them speak. But the new guy in the band shouldn't speak. It would be like some guy is trying to sell a coffee, and then he's also arguing about the Murder Dolls. Yet he didn't write any songs on the record, didn't even play on the record. Suddenly he has a say. I'm not talking about anyone specifically.
I wouldn't even know what you're talking about, but I feel like I understand. Go ahead.
Of course. And so I kind of called him out. Listen, he introduced himself. He couldn't have been nicer. And it's good when you can. I don't want to have enemies, or I never even met the guy. It would have been petty. So it was nice. We sat. I had the chicken soup because that was about all I could have. Thought it would help my voice. A lot of people told me when I got back to the whiskey, I had to leave a little earlier than you. What was Wednesday eating? This was the biggest topic of the night.
Oh.
Pizza, right? Do you have pizza?
Actually, I had nothing because it took about 3 hours to get my food, and we were about to leave. They brought out the cheese cubes, which weren't that great this time. Normally they're amazing. I have to cut myself off, but they weren't that great. And then they brought my food out about 10:35, and Steven went on at 11, and we got there at 8:30.
Wow. So they were really packed, huh?
Yeah. So I ate kind of quick and then ran down to the show.
So wait a second. You ordered a meal and didn't get it?
Yeah. I didn't get it
till
till 10:35.
And you did not order. You have someone who does that for you. You're a big star. What did you have? What were you going to
I tried to eat better because last time I was there, I always get the cheese cubes and the chicken fingers because it's just easy because you can kind of chat because you always go there to hang out and talk. So it's just easy to eat and do that. But last time I was there, I ate it and I saw these guys get like a really nice steak and I'm like, that looks pretty good. So I ordered it this time, and of course it took 2 hours
Wow. Well,
so I got a roasted chicken or baked chicken, baked potato, and with corn, and I ate it really quick, and that was very underwhelming.
These cheese cubes that you speak of, also some people call them mozzarella sticks. Some people would dip those. Sean and I probably would dip those in marinara sauce.
I didn't know. I don't dip them. I don't even get close to it. I actually take the dipping salt and put it as far away from me to whoever else is eating the cubes, and that way I just eat them plain Jane. So
what I would do is take a big spoon. I do a big thing of marinara sauce. Eat that and then take a little nibble off of the cheese cube.
That's good.
Chase it. Chase the marinara with the cheese cube.
I have somebody
insane.
I have somebody here who worked at the Rainbow. And does this story add up that the service might be terrible?
Yes.
She confirmed that, yes.
But I will say this. They were polite. They apologized. They took most of it off of our check. So that was good. We go there a lot, so they were not. I get it. It's I shouldn't have.
They
I
were
shouldn't have tried
friendly.
to be fancy. I should have just went with what I know and got some horrible fried food and just went with it.
They were friendlier than usual. I didn't even recognize much of the staff that was there. So they were friendly, but service is not their strong point. So anyway, I went back to the Whiskey Inn. Well, actually, while we were at the Rainbow, the table next to us was a who's who of celebrities. If by celebrity you read Metal Edge magazine.
I was picking out everybody, scanning the room. I'm really good at that. I'm pretty good
Tell
at
me the
picking out
people
people.
get you recognized.
Mhm.
Wednesday, who did you spot?
I see. Oh, sorry. Well, the first person I saw like a big black like Escalade pull up, and I saw some guy get out with a headband, and I'm like, who's that getting
Mike
out of
Reno.
that nice? No.
Yes.
And I saw him come in, and I went, that's the guitar player of Love Hate. That's John E. Love. And I heard somebody go, "Hey, what's up, Johnny?" And I went, "Yeah, see, I knew it." And
I could have recognized him in a million years.
well, the reason I recognized him is because he busted in the whiskey dressing room one time to meet me, and I was like, "Who is this homeless guy?" That's what I was thinking, because that's what I did. And he's like, "I'm Johnny Love of Love Hate, and I heard you were a big fan." I was like, "Yes, I love Love Hate," but I didn't recognize it. So every time I've seen him now, I always, and no offense, he looks like a kind of like a homeless guy.
Yes. To put it mildly.
He had great tone on that Blackout in the Red Room record, I have to say. His tone is much better than his looks, his appearance these days.
Who else was there?
Then we saw Ace. Saw Ace Von Johnson on the way in. And then
Not
we
Ace
saw not Ace Frehley. And then we saw was it Amir from Rough Cut, Jailhouse, and Orgy.
And Julian K.
Julian K. Okay, that's what he's currently in right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard a rumor that Julian K was interested in touring with Wednesday 13. That's what I heard.
I believe they are. Our guitar
Ryan
player
should have
Jack,
shown up at the Christmas party and talked to you about it.
he could have. And he could have brought a white elephant and gave Jamie Kennedy a run for his money with that candy corn light.
I bet he would have brought a better.
I didn't tell you about this. I don't know who brought the Jack Skellington hat. Remember the hat that Fields got?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who brought it.
I don't either.
But when I went to his house the next night for his Christmas party, right?
Mm-hmm.
He joked to me. He said, he goes, "Oh, remember that hat I got?" I go, yeah. And he goes, "You might find it somewhere." I'm all, "You hid that hat in my house?" And he started laughing. And dude, I shit you not, I came home from his party. I go into my bathroom. I'm standing there brushing my teeth in the mirror, and it pops in my head, "Oh, that hat." And I was brushing my teeth, and I go, "I wonder where he would have put that." And I thought to myself, it probably would have been somewhere where nobody else was. And I thought, bathroom. I looked down, the bottom drawer, first drawer I opened, the fucking hat was right there. So I took a picture of it, and I texted it to him. I said, "Got you."
I didn't know that was an option. I would have left stuff hidden in your house as well.
Yeah, I don't want to start a trend, but yeah.
Yeah, right. You'll be giving it all away again.
Is that the guy that did the 3D thing? The 3D scan of us?
No, he gave me the shitty knife.
Wait,
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Who was your friend that did they had the 3D scan thing?
That's Richard. He was the original singer of LAPD, which became Korn.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. He sent me that scan today of what he did, and it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, he sent them to me too. Did Jason? Did you see yours?
I have not.
He sent me yours too. It was pretty funny.
He
sent one of me as well.
It looks great. Like, it's really cool. So he's gonna send me some, I guess. So,
what he showed me there looked incredible.
He put our heads on weird bodies.
It looks good. Mine looks pretty accurate. Like
he did me like Han and Carbonite. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see.
I can't.
It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Let
you
me
were
see.
you
Hold
were
on.
in carbonate. Yeah.
And he did Doug Tate as in a Michael Myers costume.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let's see. Let me find. Oh, he did my buddy Brian and his wife. Brian's Pennywise and his wife's head's the balloon.
Wow.
And
Who knew?
there's you, Jason. Some weird demon thing. You can't really make your face.
I
There
can't
you go.
even make out what that is. That
See it
looks
from
like
the side a little bit.
That looks
That's
like the
gonna be-
Blair Witch Project.
Not
Oh,
only did
he had glasses or no glasses. I said no
I can
glasses.
see. I can see it now. I can see it to the side like that.
I think that's Legend. I think that's Tim Curry in Legend.
Leg
Oh, he
in.
didn't send me yours Wednesday.
Oh,
I thought he did.
I look kind of like me, but just my band me. But I have like it looks like my jacket and everything. Like he must have looked at something. But he gave me like 2 little horns, and I have like a circle on my head. It's pretty cool. He said he was going to send me like 20 of them. So, or I don't know. We can maybe even get rid of some of those on the show. That'd be kind of cool to sign them maybe.
Wednesday, you were talking about it. We should have a business meeting. You were saying that maybe we should get an animated T-shirt because you know an artist who would do a T-shirt of me, Sean, and yourself, and we sell those things. And so if Sean's into it, let's see what the guy can come up with.
I should have the guy who does my artwork do it.
Yeah,
he's actually the guy who did all those 3D scan the one who put. He's the one Richard sent them to do because he also did this. Whoops!
Whoa.
Slightly
my pumpkin fell out of the hand. He did that, of me.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, his name's Mark Beer. He's awesome.
Well,
yeah,
we're not
we can get him to do that too. Like I said, I have an artist as well. We can get him to do both of them to do it. Like throughout the year, we can get 2 different ones.
We're not only Kiss fans, we're inspired by Kiss, and we would like to sell you some stuff. Let me take this real quick. This is Mike Gutierrez.
Gutierrez.
I'm a guitarist. I'm also a lead vocalist.
Jason, great meeting at the Whiskey and Later at the Rainbow. Thanks for going above and beyond chatting with that jacked up voice. You rule, dude. Thanks for the pick and reposting my drunk ass on Instagram. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. That's Metal Mike. And it was hard to talk to people at the Whiskey shouting over the music with no voice. And when Wednesday and I were at dinner and all these characters are walking by, I want to make fun of them because that's what I do. And I barely have a voice.
I had to do it for you.
I see somebody on here mention Eric Piggers. Is he your artist?
No, but Eric did something a long time ago.
Let's say because I know Eric. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Eric did stuff, but he kind of sticks with that same little style as far as he did my old.
He's like
band
Shag. He's got a style.
Yeah.
What did he do for you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
He did a Murder Dolls shirt and did a box set of my old Frankenstein drag queen band. So yeah, I always see him at the conventions and talk to him. So Eric's always been cool. I just don't know if he does anything really kind of outside of his little thing, really though.
Well, you're going to have merch to look forward to soon. Sean, did you see we got skate decks?
Yeah. I'm just curious if I showed up, would I have had one?
I think he might have.
He had a little bag of stuff.
I think he might have had a skate deck in there for you.
He had a bag full of stuff, so I bet he did.
You gotta be tiny to skate that thing.
Yes,
it's for your dog. It's for Buddy.
Oh, Dave,
I think that's too small for Buddy. Mika could work on that one.
Dave,
Buddy's too long.
Yeah.
Sean's gonna next time we'll tell you, and you bring the skate deck. So
I would have been sad though had I been sitting there and you guys got skate decks, and I'm just like, please, give me more.
So the Whiskey was a zoo, and a lot of people told me they wanted to meet Wednesday, but Wednesday at his VIP table was not accessible to come.
And it was awesome because it made all the difference having that table, because I'll be honest with you, I would have fucking left.
I should have went. I should have fucking went.
Yeah. We had a good spot and it was good. So yeah.
Yeah, he.
Yeah,
No
as
one
soon
could
as I
get
started seeing the pictures the next day, I was like, damn, man.
Yeah.
I
think
got
when that
energy. I'm awake. I'm like, yeah, I should have went,
Yeah.
People were saying though that they really wanted to meet Wednesday, but he was not accessible to the general public. Um, it was a fun show. I thought Steven did good Wednesday. I see him every night. What did you think?
Yeah. This was my first time seeing Steven with this band. I saw Steven play in North Carolina fucking, I don't know, 20 years ago when he had the Sea Hags guitar player with him, Frankie. But I thought the band was excellent. I mean, I mean, Johnny plays those parts like he's really, really, really good on that stuff, and you can tell he cares about staying authentic to what people want to hear with those songs. I thought Steven sounded great. He looks cool. I mean, he's always got a cool outfit. I mean, he's just like he looks like a rock star. But my favorite thing, it was fun to also watch Matt on bass. And once I told my lady, I said he looks like Bryan Cranston. And then by the end of the show, she was like, I can't stop seeing that.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing of the night was watching Jimmy DeAnda play drums. I've never seen him play. I was always a big fan of his drumming and Bullet Boys, and just watching him play those parts was really, really cool. So I had a good time. I didn't want to leave, so that's unusual for me. So
Was he playing for Steven that night?
yeah, I think was that the last show with him before Blas comes back.
Yeah, so Blas is trans Siberian,
Yes.
and so when he does that for November and December, I hired Jimmy to sit in, and Jimmy plays it like Blotzer. Blotzer's a great drummer. I think he's definitely underrated.
Yeah.
Not the best person to hang out with, but great drummer. But Jimmy hits real hard, and it's definitely was really fun having him sit in for those shows. He's with Lynch Mob after this again. But,
He's just he's a killer drummer, and I liked that weird China boy he's just got up here that he just hits on certain parts, and it's really cool. Like it was really fun watching him. I didn't get a chance to meet him after the show. I wanted to tell him I'm just such a drummer fan, and I go to shows. I watch the drummer, and just it was cool to see him play though. He's still got it.
Yeah, no, he definitely still has it. And Lonnie Vincent is back in the Bullet Boys, and I trying to tell Jimmy, what's the chance we see a reunion? Who knows? Those guys have issues, but yeah, it was a fun night. And after the show, it's a little bit of a zoo because Steven's doing his meet and greet, and you got all these people trying to pack into a small space, and everyone wants to say hello. But you did get to meet Steven, which
Very
was
quickly,
nice.
yes. Yeah, it was cool. I got to say hello really quick, and then on the way out, I ran into Sammy Sirius and Danny of the Zeros, and I'd never met. I'm good friends with Danny. I see him all. Actually, I see Danny everywhere I go. He's always at all the cool shows. He's every
We're
show
all
I go
going to
to.
see him at the Hollywood show in a week.
Yeah, and but I'd never met Sammy Sirius, and he introduced me to him, and I didn't realize that Sammy was that tall. Now I don't know if he had on platforms or what. I didn't look down.
He had a wig, I'll tell you that.
He absolutely did.
Oh, that's his natural purple hair. What are you talking about?
And he was really nice and cool, and he invited me to his show at the Whiskey in May, and I'd like to go to it. So
what is he? What is that? Wow.
What does that say, Hank? Hawk?
Hawk.
Yeah.
What band is? I don't know Hawk. Who
Remember-
was in this? Oh, that's Doug Marks, right?
Yes.
Doug Marks, Scott Travis, Lonnie Miller. But
so Lonnie Vincent was in that?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I just remembered I came across that the other day in my old folder of flyers, my old Peachy folder.
I remember.
Were they like a prog rock band or something?
No, they were just a hair metal band.
Okay, well, was that Scott Travis before Racer X?
Yeah,
probably around the same time. Oh yeah, before.
Yeah. It would have that would have been 86, probably 86, 87, 86.
Okay.
Metal Method Guitar Lessons is why people would know Doug Marks and the band Hawk. I had no idea Lonnie was in it. Some of those posters are so cool when you look back.
It's the original one. I've had it ever since.
I was like, boy, you pulled that stuff fast. You know?
Well, I just remember seeing it. I was looking for something the other day, and I knew it was in this folder. When you brought up Lonnie, I was like, oh, I got to pull this out.
That's pretty cool. So anyway, so whiskey was a fun time. Sean, next year, every show, Steven says he'll never do it again, but next year will be the one. I'm trying to think. I heard Chad Stewart was there. I didn't see him. Did you, Wednesday?
I didn't see.
Who's Chad Stewart?
No, I didn't see anybody from.
He's the drummer
I saw
for
Faster
Faster-
Pussycat's guitar player, who I don't know his name. I met him. Super nice guy. The new guy.
His name is Kieran Robertson,
Kieran.
and
Okay.
he was with Heather Leather, who's on this show.
Yes, I saw them from a distance, but I wasn't anywhere near them to
Chad
speak.
Stewart is hard to miss, but I mean,
Yeah, I like
Who's
Chad.
Chad
Chad
Stewart?
and
I
I
didn't
always
hear what
get
you
along,
said.
and I always have a good time when I see Chad. I
Chad
just didn't.
Stewart has been the drummer for Faster Pussycat for 25 years.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen him around.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him in concerts several times. I just didn't know his name.
Yeah. So I think so. Afterwards, we tried to go to the Rainbow again for a little while. It was sort of dead. I mean, you got to remember it was a weeknight, and went back to the Ramada. I had someone snoring in the room next to me this time, snoring as if they were in the bed with me. It was so goddamn loud, and that sucked.
Do you
And
not
then
wear do you wear earplugs or any kind of like noise canceling stuff? I have
do
to
not.
at hotels. I have to like.
My better half does. She can't hear anything. A dump truck could crash into a nitroglycerin plant. Yeah, she could hear. And then we got up early, went to Burbank Airport, which is always easy, but New Year's Eve at Burbank Airport, was still crazy. A lot of people. Luckily, our flight was pretty much on time. And when we got to Vegas, they had a DJ performing like a party in the airport. Like he was on top of the place where you get your bags. It was so stupid.
That is
Vegas for
the
you.
dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'd be so angry.
Johnny said he was sorry that he did not get to say hello to you. He said, I didn't see him. He said, I would think I could recognize him. But I think he was
it was
just
weird. Whenever you brought me up, Johnny had just came down and was signing some stuff for some people in the VIP area. So we just basically kind of crossed each other. So
yeah, he said he wanted to meet you, but we'll have other times for that. So anyway, that sums up my Ace Frehley adventure. And well, Sean, I'll send you the videos if you need a good laugh. And I thought about playing them here, but I don't know if I want to be that guy. Let's look at some of these questions and comments, and then we'll get into the rest. I'm going back because I have not put up one comment yet. I have a feeling a lot of these are going to be Happy New Year. I'm hoping you guys had Happy New Year's Eves. What did you do? Sean?
Sean, what did you do?
We did nothing. I literally took down all the Christmas decorations and rearranged my storage shed, which is pretty much full of 50% Halloween decorations, 40% Christmas decorations, and 10% nonsense. And then by the time I got all that, I was just dead. And actually, Nate was taking a shower at midnight. I walked into the bathroom and said Happy New Year as she was in the middle of a shower. Neither of us really cared. I was literally editing a new Horrors Hall Grounds episode, and I glanced up at the time and it said 11:59. I went, oh shit, and I ran upstairs to find her. So
well, it's funny you say that because Michelle and I were so tired from traveling 3 days in a row that we said maybe we should just go to bed. Who cares? And then I said, I feel like going to bed while New Year's Eve rings in is like the old couple in Titanic waiting to die. It's something depressing about just laying. So I said, and last night I could not speak at all. I was like Carol Brady on Christmas. It would take a miracle to bring my voice back. But we went to like by the airport. There's an overpass where you can see the entire strip. And we were sitting in Michelle's car. And at 11:57, the fireworks show went off. And I went, what the hell is this? And I realized Michelle's car is 3 minutes behind on the clocks. Our countdown was a little off. We watched the fireworks. I think Vegas, if you're a tourist, is one of the best places to celebrate New Year's if you could take that. There were 6 hotels simultaneously having fireworks shows. It was cool. And then we were home 10 minutes later, and I think probably went to sleep. But at least we kind of pretended we did something. Wednesday, what were you doing at midnight?
Well, we had a reservation at the Cheesecake Factory.
Wow.
Big deal. Had a 7:30 reservation, went to the Cheesecake Factory, which was awesome.
What'd you have?
I had the filet mignon with mashed potatoes and corn. And we also had, I had a badass chocolate cake, which I didn't eat all of it, but I ate some of it. And today, to start off the new year, I didn't even have a meal. I ate the rest of that cake. That's all I've had today. I'm pretty proud of that. But back to what we did. So we went to Cheesecake Factory, and then we went over to my friend Mandy's house and met her new dog. And then we walked out of her house, and it was like the fucking movie The Fog just happened. I don't know how we walked into her house, and it was nothing at all. And then walked outside, and it was like the movie The Fog within 20 minutes. Really creepy and weird. And then we came home, and I finished watching the 3rd part of this crazy ass show on Netflix called Kings of Tupelo. Have you heard of this show? Either way, I finished the end of that right before.
Worth watching?
What's that?
Worth watching? I can't.
It's great. No, it's
okay.
Here's a nutshell. It's basically 2 brothers are Elvis impersonators, and they get involved in some conspiracy stuff, and the guy mails rice into Obama.
Okay.
Yes. And it's some crazy story with Elvis impersonators, taekwondo, and mailing poison to the president. It's
Are you making this up?
No, it's insane. It's right up. Someone goes, "This is right up your alley." It's these 2 redneck brothers. I went, okay. So yeah, I recommend it. It's really good.
I decided as a treat to everybody, I would put out a tour diary at midnight. And I did.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was in bed pretty much by 12:15. So
I put the link in the comments if anyone wants to go watch it. It's George Lynch with Jimmy DeAnda playing in a rainstorm. It was very stupid that they did that. And then Stephen went on after. But I put that out for people to watch. Otherwise, didn't do much New Year's celebrating. I don't know. I guess as we get older, who cares? New Year's isn't fun anyway. I mean, obviously we're Halloween people. I enjoy Christmas, but
well, when I was a kid,
I didn't have a bad year, so I wasn't like ready for it to be over or anything. It was kind of the first year. I don't know. I had a good year this past year, and I'm gonna have an even better this year. So I'm ready. Let's do it. So
I felt the same. I felt like, and I don't know about you, Sean, but I felt like it was a good year. A lot of years like ends, and I go, thank God it's over. What a bad year, but I had a good year.
Oh yeah, I've had years where I'm just like, let this motherfucker be over with and just move on. And this year it's crazy how fast this flew by. Like I feel like I just told you I couldn't come to the Stephen Piercy show in New Year's. Like it feel like it was just then. I feel like that was sooner than when we went to see Slaughter.
It felt like that for Sean too with me because it was just 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's crazy how much the time flew by really fast this year for me. I
think so. I think
I didn't do as many shows this year either, which is crazy. It flew by fast.
We were all busy though. I mean, I'll tell you that it was another busy year, and
yeah.
I'm sure next year will be another busy year. I mean, Sean, I see conventions already coming up with your people.
Yeah, it's depressing.
It's a lot. I mean, this is a lot to do, but you got to do it. Let's see.
Yeah, New Year's just ain't the same anymore. So, I mean, honestly, it sounds goofy, but since Dick Clark died,
I was going to say it. I missed the dick.
See, that's why we hang out, because I went. It's since Dick Clark died, it's all been shit.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah,
you.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
There was something comforting about seeing him every year, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not just because he's got a cool ass name.
And my dad said it's been dead since Bob Hope.
Wow.
So,
I do have a photo with Dick Clark in my collection.
That's rad.
You got
I
a
never
dick
met him.
pic? That's crazy.
That's a cool one, yeah. You know, at the time it was cool, but now you think about it and go, I can't even believe I met Dick Clark.
Dude, that guy was involved in so much like cool shit that people have no idea the stuff that he, you know, what that guy did in the industry and music industry and entertainment industry. Nuts, you know.
Absolutely produced, and it just
Isn't he on an episode of Scooby-Doo, like animated? Like,
it wouldn't surprise me. He
or am
broke
I-
a lot
am
of
I
bands.
imagining that?
He broke a lot of bands on Bandstand, all types of music.
Yeah.
Sean, did you hear me talking about this place called Chicken Guy?
No.
Guy Fieri has a chain called Chicken Guy.
God.
And
Okay.
I'm not a Guy Fieri fan either.
Yeah.
But he's kind of come up with a good gimmick. All he's got is chicken strips. He might have some sandwiches, but he's got like 10 different sauces, which I like. You get 2 sauces free and then 75 cents for additional sauces, but they're big. And they had so many different flavors that Wednesday would never try.
Let's go taste test this place. I'll go try it.
We got to see if they even have one. Yeah. Michelle, could you see if there's a Chicken Guy anywhere? This was in Michigan. But and they have shakes. They had a holiday shake. They had so many shakes. They had more shakes than Johnny Thunders without a fix. I mean,
Wow. So wait, so you stumbled upon this place in Michigan?
It was in the casino. They had one. And
I feel like there's a guy like in an airport. Like, don't they have one in?
There's a Guy Fieri restaurant at the Rio in Vegas.
But I think that's more his like real restaurant.
There's one in Caesar's Palace and there's one in Hollywood.
Okay, there's a Chicken Guy on Hollywood Boulevard. And there's a Chicken Guy in Caesar's Palace here in Vegas.
All right. Well, Hollywood Boulevard sounds closer to me.
Yeah, I think it's closer. Sean might be screwed. Is there anything in the rich white neighborhood that Sean lives in?
Yeah, it's called Raising Cane's.
Yes.
And you have so much stuff near your house. When we were leaving, I was telling Chelsea, I was like, I bet you that's where he goes there. I bet you he goes there. I bet you he goes there. This is like your little area.
And Sean confirmed it. He told me it was. Well, we went for BJ's after his party.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone loves a good BJ.
Always.
I'm trying to go through these questions. A lot of these are Happy New Year. If I missed a question, you can ask it again now. If you have a question for Sean.
I saw somebody ask something. Well, somebody asked where I got that poster, the Hawk poster.
Yeah, good question.
I just remember when that band happened, they were promoting the shit out of it, and they were giving those posters away everywhere. And I remember I grabbed a stack of them, maybe at a record store or something. And I used to have like 20 of them. Now I think I just got the one. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the Brady Bunch house tour. Somebody asked what my favorite section was of the house. Like the kitchen, just too iconic, man. The kitchen for me was, yeah.
I would think that's appeared the most, and we remember it so much.
Yeah. And obviously the upstairs bedrooms, you know, with the connecting bathroom, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And somebody asked, "Is Matt Sorum was in Hawk? Was he?"
I would not know that.
I just remember they didn't last long. They were like, everybody was like, "Oh, this is going to be the super group," and
not a very good name.
They didn't even really make a mark at all. It was
no.
The original name of the band was Chicken, a Hawk, but it didn't catch on. It didn't catch on. Guy Fieri's going to do it now.
The old pigeon logo was cooler, but you know.
When it comes to band names, like smaller animals are better band names, like rat.
Rat.
Rat's better than hawk. Although
Although a hawk
in the
could eat
animal
a
kingdom,
rat.
they would be opposite. But
Hawk could fly down and eat a rat. So
True.
somebody says hawk too.
to
Lost will be back this month. First Stephen Piercy show of the year is in Spokane, Washington, and that's where I'll be at the end of the month. Looking forward to some time off. I haven't had many days where I could sit home and not have to do something, trying to get life together. I will be in Hollywood for the Hollywood show.
Oh yeah, isn't that when is that? That's like not this weekend, but the following weekend, huh?
Yeah, the 10th.
Oh,
It's soon. I got.
are we going to get together for that?
I think we have to.
Maybe
Are
we
any
go
of
to
you guys
the
in
chicken
town?
guy over there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
maybe.
Are any of you guys in town the 23rd and 24th?
I'm
Let me
home.
check my calendar. Michelle,
We'll be at NAM.
we might go to NAM at that time, so maybe I would be in town.
I'm filming my 2 new videos. So if you guys are around, you can come and hang out and watch that. It's going to be cool too. I'm doing one in a church. So we're going to have an evil church. And then we're going to do one. We're doing like a graveyard. I'm sort of doing like a Plan 9 from outer space kind of setup thing.
So you're
we're
doing
that
two different videos, 2 different songs?
2 different
back-to-back
videos, 2
days?
different days, 23rd and 24th. We're trying to get them done at the same time because they put everything out while I'm on tour. So I have to film another one before we even leave for tour. So I have to make 3 videos between now and March 8th. So if you guys want to come and video and get content and stuff, and maybe even be in the video, so it could be some stuff.
What date did you say again? It was January.
Yeah, 23rd and 24th. Also, I might need a snake. I don't like to be near snakes, but I might need some snakes for some blasphemy type stuff in the some snakes going through some Bibles, maybe through some breastises and tight vestices.
I don't have one, but
I'm also looking for dominatrix type, non-sexually ladies for this video too. So
Wednesday, I'll give out your phone number and they can call you. Right?
Yeah.
And they'll also
I
ask
don't think we're gonna have to make a call for people, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. You guys will enjoy watching this stuff. This church we're gonna be using super cool.
Wednesday, any more conventions this year? Sean can answer that for you too.
Sean, let's fill in the gaps. I'm getting my schedule figured out, but I want to do some stuff for sure.
We will do stuff.
Let's do it.
I need to know your schedule.
Yeah, I'm starting to figure it out. I'll hit you up and we'll start working on some stuff.
I don't think Sean and Dick have any relation. Never know.
I mean, you never know, but not that I know of. There's a chicken guy at Disney Springs.
Yeah, Disney Springs is in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Has anybody on here ever tried it? Did you try it, Jason?
I tried it, and so the actual chicken strips I got tasted sort of like they were very flat, breaded, kind of plain. They had a spicy option, was probably better, but the sauces were kind of made it fun, and the fries were very good. And it seemed like a fun.
What kind of fries they got? Are they waffle fries, crinkle cut? What are we talking here?
Let me ask.
Early fries.
Let me ask. Hold on. What were they like? I don't remember. They were kind of regular fries,
Like McDonald's fries.
but they felt like they had a little seasoning to them. Yeah, they had some.
I like some seasoning on my fries. Bojangles, my restaurant in the South, is the best fries. Yes, they are. They are the best.
Bojangles is terrible.
Maybe the Bojangles you went to, but there are some good ones, I promise.
I have to remember. I wanted to show some gifts that I got because people are nice and they bring gifts. And if you show the gifts, maybe they'll bring more. This was really cool. I got this.
What is that?
In Michigan. It's a race car. It's a Universal Studios Monster, Bob Evans Racing
cool.
Wolfman race car. I haven't opened it up.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe
I remember when he drove that back in the movie.
So everyone likes the Wolfman. And then there's this young man who comes to the show with his father. He's a diabetic also. and we compare blood sugar. But they got me this shirt from the band Death, not the metal band Death, but there's a documentary about them. It's a young black band from New York. They were kids, and they were sort of punk pretty early on. And being young black kids in New York playing punk rock, I mean, Bad Brains, obviously, from New York. And through the magic of television,
Was it Bad Brains from DC?
They might. I think they are, but they played CBGBs in the Limelight, and those kind of places. Anyway, this is the car. You know, I never really collected cars. I don't even have a license, but that's pretty cool. I like this.
That's pretty cool.
And, it will go onto display. And then I got this gift from Danny Dangerous.
Is it the wig?
Who we're going to see at the collector show. Everybody wants to
what
meet
show?
Danny Dangerous is in the Zeros.
Yeah, but what show?
The Hollywood Collector Show.
Oh, he's going to be there?
Yeah. Well, he collects like us.
Oh.
So he brought me that shirt.
I always liked their logo and their artwork, and I just never really cared for the band.
I hate to say I'm with you.
They're like one of my favorites. I feel like I wouldn't be who I am without that Zeros album. Like
I love the art. I love the artwork. I love they had the Zeros mobile in the cartoon thing. I could not get into the music. I tried.
Exactly. Like I got drawn in by all that stuff, and I wanted to like it, and then I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, that's it? Really?" Oh, I was disappointed with the music.
I had them on the show, and they fought the entire interview.
It was so disappointing to watch. I hated watching that because I know Danny and I don't know Sammy. But no, I don't know what it is. I'm exact opposite with that band. That band was like they spoke to me. I felt like that was my band. And there's so much when I listen to that record, I hear so much stuff I ripped off and used on my Frankenstein drag queens, and even Joey loved the Zeros. That was one of the bands we bonded on. Doing all of our O's and yeahs and that kind of stuff came from the Zeros.
Yeah, I didn't. They're such nice guys, but I just didn't. I didn't get it that good. Metal Scientist didn't get it either. He might be talking about Death. What do I know? Anyway, trying to read some of these things. People are so nice, and here we are kicking off a new year. It does feel like just another day, but I've made some resolution type things. You know, I mean, New Year's is really just starting off, a new marker in time. And I got some things I'm looking for a new place to live this year. Got to work on my credit a little bit to do that. And I got some maybe lose a little weight, we can all lose a little weight sometimes, I think.
You could do a lose a little weight with Jason Green show, and you could talk while you exercise.
Did you get a Fitbit, Jason?
No, I did not.
That will make you conscious of it. It will work. I'm telling you.
Phil has something like that, right?
I had one. I gave up on it.
I like Sean's idea. I do things if it benefits like the channel. So like if I could do a thing and not like Adam the Woo though, who failed at his. Adam the Woo did a Fit by 50 challenge. Adam the Woo is a YouTuber. He's very popular. He's controversial at times. I like him. Sean is friends with him and he's appeared on the show.
Who is this?
He's a YouTuber.
He's a friend of mine.
He was famous for sneaking into parts of Disney that you're not supposed to and filming it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He got banned. He got very popular, and but he likes a lot of the same things that we do, pop culture. And he goes and looks at pop culture, and he doesn't really care what anyone thinks, which I like that. At least he says he doesn't.
He says he doesn't.
Right. So he said, "I'm going to turn 50 this year." So did I. And he said, "I'm going to get Fit by 50," and I said, "I should get Fit by 50," but he was not the role model I was looking for because he got fatter by 50 or something.
Yeah. I feel like every 3 months he has one of these walk and talks where he says he's going to do this and that. And I'm going to, it's always the same shit. I love the guy, but Yeah.
Did you guys hear that Jelly Roll, the artist, said he's going to be on the cover of Men's Health by 2026 or 27? He made that. He said that.
It's gonna be a
I
picture
don't
of
know
him.
anything
in a
about that
basket.
guy really, but I'm like, all right, well, let's see. Let's
He's
see.
a fat piece of shit, and his music
He's a
stinks.
big boy.
He's the guy who butchered Ozzy's song.
Yes.
Did he?
I-
I missed it.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing. Oh my God.
He's like the new Meatloaf.
No, Meatloaf could sing.
Mhm.
Oh, I just meant like it's just an unusual type kind of like, whoa.
Fat guy with a food name. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There you go.
Let's see here.
Just
Johnny
another
Miller.
fat guy with a food name.
Yeah.
That's your review of Jelly Roll's record.
Hey, Michelle, Jake told us about a band that's playing the whiskey, and it had the guitar player for Oingo Boingo or something. Do you have any idea what he's talking about?
Steve Bartel.
Oh, Strawberry Alarm Clock is playing at the whiskey.
And Steve
And he
Bartel's
said-
playing with him?
I don't know which one it was. We'll have to do
Well, he's the guitar, unless you're talking about Warren Fitzgerald.
Take a look and see if you can figure it out. Google. It says
I
Strawberry
couldn't
Alarm
imagine
Clock.
Warren Fitzgerald playing for Strawberry Alarm Clock, but then again, I really can't imagine Steve Bartel playing for Strawberry Alarm Clock. I'm
We're
a
gonna-
big Boingo fan.
Yeah, no,
You
I know.
guys had
you
me
are.
at alarm clock.
What was Strawberry
I just
Alarm
like
Clock's
clocks.
big song?
Was it
Is it
Time?
Is
Does
it
it Time Has Come Today? Is that the one? Is that them?
Steve what? Bartek?
Oh, Steve Bartek. I don't know why I was saying Bartel.
Yeah.
Bartek, yeah. He's the guitar. He's the original guitarist. He does a lot of composing stuff with Elfman. So like he played on like the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff and everything.
My researcher says it's him.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, well,
You got a
Jake,
researcher like Joe Rogan now. That's crazy.
yes.
You moved on up.
What is it? January 11th. If you guys want to go after the collector show, I got an in for us. If we
Let's
want to
see.
go. And
I'm
their
probably
big
gonna be all
song is
tuckered out.
Oh no,
Big-
Incense and Peppermints was their big hit.
Incest and peppermint.
That's
Well,
my
who
next
did
record.
Time?
Someone was
Who did
asking,
Time
but it's
Has
actually
Come
called
Today?
Incest and Peppermint.
That time was a great song. The Ramones covered. Hey, Lawton is here, by the way. Where did Lawton go? Lawton lives in Vegas. I met him through Sean.
You should change your name to Jelly Stick.
Yes. By the way, I invited Jamie Kennedy to the Stephen Piercy show. He said, message me the day of, and I'll see if I can go. He did not go, but I don't blame him. But he likes to wear his RATT hat so much that I thought he would like to show up. Okay, let's see here. Someone says I should have live streamed from the Trump Tower. Did you guys hear what happened at Trump Tower?
Time has come today. The Chambers Brothers.
Wow, the
Okay.
Ramones covered it. That's my version. Yeah.
Huh.
What
You know
happened at
those
Trump
stupid-
Tower today?
You know those stupid Elon Musk truck car things?
Oh, it caught on
that-
fire. I saw that. Yeah.
Well-
Hey, I think Elon maybe did it. You know, he
He made
triggered
us-
that shit from his iPhone.
He made a statement that it was not the car that did it. It was the fireworks and gasoline inside the car. He was very concerned. But anyways, this world is getting crazy. CEOs are getting shot. Ugly
No,
cars.
there was that horrible thing in New Orleans this morning. A guy plowed
And-
through like 20 people this morning. That's like,
Very sad. Yeah. It makes you glad that we don't like to leave the house when you hear these kind of things.
I don't mean
No.
to get. I don't like to get political,
mhm.
but I was reading a post somebody posted in my feed. They were ranting about the New Orleans thing, right? And they were saying that 19 days left, to change comes, this crappy administration. I'm like, dude, I just responded. I said, look, the guy who did it was Texas born and lived in Texas, a Republican state, happened in New Orleans, Louisiana, a Republican state, and you're going to blame the current administration? I mean, crazy shit like that can happen anywhere at any time. and it just comes down to the crazy person doing it. I mean, let's be honest.
Well,
But
the
it was
guy
just like,
a
you're
guy
gonna
just
blame
ran
that?
through people in Germany like a month or not even a
Yeah.
month ago. Same thing happened at a Christmas market. It's just
It's sad that people
suck.
think that a magical change is going to happen, that your grocery
No.
prices are going to drop and your gas prices. None of that's going to happen. The good things that maybe Trump is capable of probably won't happen, and the bad things either. That's just life, and so it's sad that people they've really set their expectations way too high, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell when people are joking and when they're not. I avoid.
Somebody said he was a Democrat supporter. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
the guy was a terrorist. He was a friggin', he was you know, it was ISIS thing. I mean, that has nothing to do with Democrats.
Yeah, it's silly,
Yeah.
but people are so desperate for change.
But I'm just saying, I'm just saying to throw the blame on the current administration is just bonkers. I mean, it's like, dude, that has nothing to do with. And as soon as the guard changes and something like that happens again, it'll be, oh well, you know, this is spillover from the last administration. It's like constantly.
Now, I'm not insulting that the guy is a felon or a civilly responsible rapist or a game show host. And I'm not saying any of those things. That would be irresponsible. But but this guy here from Vermont is very upset. And by the way, Vermont is Bernie Sanders' state, the only guy who's fit to be president. But
I like Bernie.
Me too. But he's upset. Get back to music. Everyone's an executive.
I haven't even said anything. I just said that it happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, see, that's how crazy
all I
people
voiced an
get.
opinion
You can't even make a comment about shit before people start flipping out on you.
No, and what happens in a few months when gas prices are higher?
I think gas is going to be free in like 19 days.
Yeah,
man, that would make my tour so cool if I could not have to put gas in that motherfucker. Oh.
Did you ever think about touring in one of those First Lady Elon Musk truck cars? Maybe
those Megaforce cars. I wish.
Yeah. Anyway, people get so upset, and listen, it's life, and this is a talk show. There's 300 people watching. People are going to think different things in different ways, and that's okay. Who cares? You know, I think
like this guy right here says, let's get back to fat singers named after foods.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Do you think Mama Cass should have named herself after a food? Ham sandwich?
You know, I didn't even know who that lady was. I saw her on Scooby-Doo, and I was like, I asked my mom who she was, and my mom said she choked on a chicken bone and died. And I was, and that's all I really remember. And I was,
sandwich was the one I heard, yeah. And none of them are true either. But Michelle Phillips will be at the Collector Show.
I will say she was in the HR Puff and Stuff movie.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
That is right. Yeah.
That'd be a good name for a new rapper, Puff and Stuff.
Yeah, I could see a few, but Michelle Phillips is the last surviving member of the Mamas and Papas, and she will be at the convention, her first appearance. And she did say in the ad that she's donating all the money to a charity, which sometimes is nice. You know, I think some of these celebrities, you know, it's nice to meet your fans, and she's 80 years old now. I'm curious if you think we would still want to have relations with her at 80. Michelle Phillips is very attractive.
I'm good.
Her stepdaughter, Mackenzie Phillips, allegedly had relations with her father, Papa John Phillips. I think they call it incest and peppermint.
But now they've got that great pizza.
Yes. Let's see here.
Speaking of pizza, Sean, do you get pizza at Lucifer's Pizza over here in Burbank when you go do the thing?
Usually, yeah. Usually I go there beforehand.
It's pretty awesome, right?
It is good. It's not, I mean, it's good. It's not amazing. It's good. It's convenient that it's directly across the street.
And it's Lucifer, so you
and
feel extra cool
as
eating
long as
Can you-
blasphemy
tell me-
at the same
can you-
time.
Can you tell me about it? Like what do you like about it? Like what's different about it, or what is it like?
Nothing really.
Like,
It's just a good quality pizza at a reasonable price. It's a little pricey, but
you get a slice.
You get it's a pretty good size personal pizza.
Mhm.
I mean, 2 people could probably eat it, or you could stuff yourself. I usually stuff myself.
Mhm.
But it's
Way
just
to
a
do it.
cool vibe, it's a cool vibe, and it's very convenient.
Do you
If I
get
don't
tomato
go there,
sauce? Do you have tomato sauce on your pizza, Sean?
I don't. I get
Yeah.
an olive oil based cheese pizza. Sometimes I get chicken on it, but usually I just get us the cheese pizza.
In New York,
What's the
Sean
point?
can't even concentrate.
like
they
having
have-
cereal without milk. What's wrong with you?
I do that too.
I don't. So does Nay. I don't know what's wrong with you people.
They have a grandma slice, they call it in New York. Grandma pizza. It's a white pizza. It's a whites only pizza. You might like that.
I've trust me,
Right.
I've been fighting this pizza thing around the globe because I don't like tomato sauce. Every time I order pizza, it's a guess what I'm going to get after the show, and usually 99% of the time they fuck it up.
Oh yeah, that just out of spite, they should make sure they always.
And then
I would
when
put extra sauce on yours if you ask for
and
it
then
that way.
sometimes they'll just like cook it so it's just there's nothing, and it's just like it's nothing.
Lawton is asking if it's better than Red Dwarf. It is absolutely not even close. Red Dwarf
Where
is
is
a bomb.
Lawton? Yeah. Red Dwarf is a place that I knew about, but Lawton introduced me with Sean, and it's good pizza. I believe it's called Detroit style. They
Mhm.
put a little sauce on top. Wednesday could not have it, but it
Well,
was.
no, that'd be perfect for Wednesday to say don't put the sauce on the top, and he's good to go.
That might be a good point. Maybe Detroit is the way.
What?
The
All right,
sauce.
I'll look it up.
It's the slice and then the cheese and then the sauce. So if you said hold the sauce,
Justin's asking about that. I think it's called Slasher Pizza. Is that what it's called? Slash. It's a horror themed pizza place with the black dough. I haven't been there, but I know about it.
I go to a place called Cugino's Italian Deli. They're Mets fans. I don't hold it against them. It's here in Vegas. And it's the closest to a New York slice of pizza I've had. I don't know if Lawton has been there. And I should also, let's answer this question. This is AZ. Thank you, AZ, for the super chat. Question. Do old school strip veterans get good treatment when they show up at the Rainbow? It might be hard to go up from getting mobbed to treated like a homeless guy like Wednesday. I think they do. I think that there's still, unfortunately, Mario, the original owner of the Rainbow, he knew the rock bands. He really did. And he would make sure that the guys in Warrant got a free bowl of soup or whatever. He was known for taking care of those bands. When his son took over, he knew. Now it's the grandson who does know a lot of the artists too. But they do. The Whiskey and the Rainbow are owned by the same family. And they do respect the people there. And I think if you could get a better table or a little better treatment. They like
the guy from Love Hate walked in like royalty.
Right.
And I'm not making fun of you. I mean, being a homeless, he just had a headband. His hair's kind of shaggy, kind of had a beard. He just, you know what I mean? He just didn't look like.
And he had a sign that said, "We'll work for food." But other than that,
he had a little cup.
He was acting like he was blind.
You wonder, like a place like the Rainbow, when all those rock stars from the 80s are dead, who's going to be around to keep that place alive? Who's going to care when that generation is gone? Because it doesn't seem like the generations after really have carried the torch. I mean, some of the 90s bands maybe kind of, because they were fans of the 80s, would hang out there too. But
it's done with. It's going to be a place for Jelly Roll.
Yeah, well, he's not going to live that long. He's a fat fuck.
Maybe.
So at the Rainbow, Mike Gutierrez, he told me that he had an FMK. And I said, well, let me hear it. And
that's the dude I met at Wasp.
He mentioned that he met you at Wasp, right? So I couldn't speak, but I said, let me hear it. It was the longest, most detailed, ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And it wasn't about famous people. It was about different people who may have disabilities. Anyway, I said, I can't answer this right now. But if you come on the show, I'll give it a shot with the boys. And here he is. And
We're going to do disability FMKs.
Is he not going to list it? Oh,
it's right here.
okay.
FMK, super hot triplets. One is missing an arm at the elbow. One has a stump at the knee. And one is wheelchair bound. So, okay. So it's not different people. It's 3 triplets, but they all suffer from a different affliction, disability. And again, one of them has no arm from the elbow. One is missing a stump at the knee. And then one is in a wheelchair.
This is an easy one.
Do you really have an answer? I think I do. Wednesday, do you know? Me and Sean usually align on these. And I think we're going to do it again.
I'm like trying to, my brain's not even, I'm literally reading this really slow, like a really bad math student that's trying to put
Sean, read it to him again.
Well, I did. I'm the whole time I'm thinking about Lieutenant.
You got to leave it up there so I can.
Right. Sorry.
I just keep thinking about Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump when I was reading all that.
Well, now you got to F one.
Yeah.
You got to marry one, and you got.
It's easy.
This is really.
You got to.
This is
you're
really
saying
mean.
you got to. So you got to F wheelchair bound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just as not going to fight back, and also just gonna, you gotta just as a sympathy lay, and then getting rid of the stump at knee, and have to marry the arm because you can deal, at least you can walk around. And I have to go with
But what if you want to get a handy and you want like a ballsy handy? She can't do it.
I'm okay. I don't need that. I'm good. I'd rather have to deal with that than somebody that's limping or hopping around.
They got good prosthetics though. I've seen it.
Well, I believe in the old, if a horse breaks its leg, you got to shoot it. So. We got to kill the stump, and then marriage would have to be for the wheelchair because you got to ride for life.
You do get a parking pass. You do get a parking pass.
You're also going to have to do so much more work for that person than the other two.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Hey, if you want to do that, if you want to be the one that has to bring your food every day and this and that, have at it.
You know what? I'm going to get my handicap. I'm getting my handicap badge this year. So yes, I'm going to marry the wheelchair, and then I guess I'll have relations with the elbow girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, this is tough. I think I would marry the elbow girl. I think what Sean said. I think they got nice prosthetics for that too, and she's hot. And since they're triplets, you could get one of the other sisters to be the ballsy hand. The wheelchair is very difficult. It'd be different if you were married and then she had the accident. Then
what does she mean? No fight back.
Yeah, my legal department shook their head when you said that.
I'm just saying that there wouldn't be any disagreements in that one-time relations department.
Well, some people think maybe you just roll her off a cliff.
I saw the Mac and me comment. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the greatest scene of all time. But see, I had sympathy for the wheelchair person. I was like, I'm willing to take one for the team there.
I think that
like Lawton said, ride or die.
Yeah, I think it would be okay, the wheelchair. I mean,
what about the little kid on the Silver Bullet with Corey Haim?
Corey Haim was the little kid in Silver Bullet.
See, that's another reason why it's so it's the way to go.
They're all hot. I mean,
they're triplets. They all look the same, right?
Yeah. So I mean, you can't really go wrong. I mean, taking care of a wheelchair could be. You got to put a ramp in the house. I mean, all Sean's cool stuff is upstairs. You're not gonna get an elevator.
I've
Exactly.
seen some new wheelchairs that can do some stuff. So I don't know. We might be missing out.
Oh, okay. It's funny as I'm reading some of these comments, I'm thinking to myself, you know that we're joking, right? It's like
Most people do not know that. I have
Okay.
people comment every day thinking that something that was a joke is serious. We're having a little fun.
the
With
real
it.
answer is I'm already engaged, so that it would be no to the triplets. So
Right. No
You guys remember
amputee.
that TV show with those girls with it's like the name of your show, Sean, the two heads, the girl Brittany and
Oh, yeah.
Abby. I love that show.
I never saw the show. I've just seen the
Great.
pictures of
I
it.
watched it.
I don't even know what it was about. I was just entertained by watching these two-headed girls.
They frightened me.
It was amazing.
Eric knows, but they frightened me, those two.
What about the two-headed girls that was on Jerry Springer? Then one that had the country career, and while the other one just kind of hung out. That was my favorite of two-headed people.
She has to hang out when they're having relations, too.
Yeah, and one's really small and one's really big. It's kind of like the Blaster Master thing from
Road Mad Max.
yes, Thunderdome.
Uh,
They got married. She got married in Thunderdome. I think the little one got married, and the other one's still single. Imagine
Someone's
that.
asking, how did I meet Michelle? I met her in an FMK game, and
She was the favorite triplet.
She was the favorite.
Somebody said two heads are better than one. Remember that song by Nelson on the Bill and Ted soundtrack? Two heads are better than one. Double the pleasure, triple the fun. That's
Was that
a
Nelson?
lyric. I believe it was Nelson. That was right before
wasn't
they
it Shark
put out their
Island?
album. I believe that's Nelson.
I remember Shark
But
Island had
you-
a bunch of songs on that soundtrack.
Yeah, I believe that was Nelson before they were like they put out
Which-
their album.
Which Bill and Ted movie?
Will that be the first one that had Extreme on it? Probably
I
that
think
album.
I think the second one, but I could be wrong. I thought the second one.
I think it's the first one.
All right, well, you know better.
Maybe. I don't know.
Two Heads Are Better Than One was by a band called Power Tool.
Is that Nelson though? Before they called themselves Nelson?
They're kind of tools. I mean,
that's what I want to know. Somebody let us know this.
I'm looking it up right now. Oh, that's playing the song. I don't want that.
yeah, that's a copyright strike.
Not for
No
one
one
cowbell.
copied.
You're good. Oh, why Nelson changed their name to Power Tool for Bill and Ted?
He knows his stuff.
Willie Nelson.
You know, when I went, I told you I went and did that track with Howard Benson, and he was blown away by my hair metal trivia. He just couldn't. He's like, you need a TV show or something where you talk about this. I was like, you don't even know.
The Shark
You should have
Island.
told him you don't eat spaghetti sauce.
Yeah.
That would blow his mind.
Shark Island did Father Time, and there was another song. Dangerous.
Sean, speaking of Bill and Ted, I'm excited about this convention I read about that Alex Winter is going to be at.
CreepyCon?
Yes.
We just announced Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith today for that one.
I saw that. I'm not a
I
soft
want to meet
person.
Shawnee Smith. You represent her, Sean?
Come to CreepyCon at the end of January.
Yeah, I keep passing her. She's like in everything. Like she's in summer school.
And she knows everybody. You know, she's a singer. She played with Jerry Cantrell. She's like got a lot of big.
Well, I know
musical things.
my buddy Roy, who plays for Jerry Cantrell. Have a band with her.
He did her music for their short they just did. She just sent me a link to it today. I hadn't seen it, that her and her daughter Verve did, and Roy did the music for it.
Yeah, Roy's he's such a killer drummer, but he is like a master at he has so much synth and the synthesizer stuff that he has is, it looks like you walk into NASA when you walk into his studio. Like I don't even know what I'm looking. There's so many plugins that it's just makes no sense to me, but he's got it all.
Ontario, California, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
got a
too
lot of
far.
people coming to that one. Still adding some more.
It's the best Lost
When
Boys
is that one?
reunion. What's the date, Sean?
The January 31st to February 2nd.
That's in California?
Yeah, Ontario. So it's like
Okay.
less than an hour from you.
Okay.
I
Hey,
think
we got
it's
any
the
room to
best.
put me on that one? I'll come out and hang out all weekend.
Let me see what I can do. I just had another musician client actually hit me up earlier today when he saw Tobin get announced, and I just asked the promoter about him, and
Okay.
he said he was going to do the floor plan to see if he had space.
He said,
Okay.
lose my number.
So I will. No, I'll ask him.
Yeah.
I'll
That would
text
be
him
good.
right now.
We'll all be there. And
That
maybe
was the one I think I was talking to Spider's wife. She's going to be there, right?
Yeah, I
Terrified-
got her there. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Can we sell T-shirts with me, Wednesday, and Sean on the shirts at this convention?
Sure.
Yeah. And we can all make a little cheese, as the
Mhm.
kids say.
Bread.
Anyway, it's the best Lost Boy. You don't eat bread. It's the best Lost Boys reunion that I've seen. It's everybody but Corey Feldman, I think.
Well, Kiefer, everybody but Kiefer was supposed to do it, and I think a scheduling conflict. I mean, they're still trying. They're still hoping. If Kiefer signs on, I was going to bring the jackets to display them.
Nice.
But if he doesn't, now I'm kind of like, eh. I thought it'd be cool to get a picture of them with the jackets, you know.
Mhm.
It would be awesome.
I'm also considering bringing the From Beyond resonator because Ken Foray, Jeffrey Combs, and Barbara Crampton are all going to be there. And I was going to let them do a photo op with it.
Oh, wow.
But that's a pain in the ass bringing that thing.
Let's take a
I was
look
trying
at
to
this.
explain what that thing was, and Chelsea she just again looked at me like I was.
Put the movie on. Watch the
Yeah.
movie. It's the centerpiece.
This is the Creepy Con here. These are the guests that are announced. Elvira, that's a big one. Tobin Bell, the big one. That's a Sean client.
Yep.
Shawnee Smith, who someone said is a stone cold fox.
Yeah.
And John Bernthal, the Punisher, that's a Sean client.
Yep.
Jason Patrick will be there.
Not mine.
Alex Winter, that's a Sean client.
Yeah.
Billy Worth. Billy Worth told me that he wants to be on this show to talk about a record he made in the 90s. So maybe I'll remind him.
He's a really cool guy. Like Billy a lot.
Very cool. One of the cooler people I've met at these things, just down to earth. Jamison Newlander, and this is the little guy there. It's Chance
Corbett. Yeah, he's a cool guy too. I like Chance.
Roger L. Jackson.
Is he still that little? Is he still that young?
Well, he's a pretty small guy. He's like 5'7", but no, he's not that young anymore.
Roger L. Jackson is the voice of Ghostface. Alan Robinson, I don't know who. He's obviously a Ghostface.
He's one of my guys. He was Ghostface in several scenes in part 2. He did the opening Jada Smith kill. He also doubled Matt in the original Scream. So when he's the one that got his head, the TV dropped on him. So he doubled Matthew Lillard. Marley Shelton, not mine.
Okay. Sonia
Amar, her first show.
Yeah, she looks cute.
Yeah, she's mine.
Okay.
Alex, nice guy. Don't work with him.
Armbruster. Interesting.
He's the killer in Thanksgiving.
Okay. I got to see that. You see it?
I haven't watched it yet. I was going to watch it on Thanksgiving and I forgot.
It's good.
I wanted to,
yeah. I heard it's cool.
Okay, we got some other Thanksgiving people and
Javier Botet. He's good. He's a lot. He's the crazy tall, skinny guy. He plays a lot of creatures.
All right. Ken Foray.
I'm bringing Ken.
Amadeus Spaghetti. What about
Alexa Blair? She's one of mine. She's a new Terrifier.
Oh, okay. That's always popular.
Oh, I say that name and the friggin' Alexa thing comes on.
I wonder what was happening.
I didn't find any open orders for Sean. If you're waiting for
Okay,
it,
shut up.
you can check the
Alexa,
status.
stop.
You better fix your
Mason's one of mine. Antonella's one of mine. And there's Chrissy, who's Spider One's wife. She's with me. Margaret with me. They're all from Terrifier 3.
Wow, you got that locked up.
Barbara Hershey,
Barbara
not
Hershey.
mine.
That's a
Tom
legend.
Holland, that's me.
All right, another legend.
Jeffrey
Holmes.
Combs, Bruce Abbott, that's me.
Barbara Crampton, another lot of history.
Former client of mine.
All
We're
right.
good friends, though.
Just friends.
She
Richard.
still looks so good for her. She looks great.
Yeah.
This is a guy that I wanted. I wanted to talk to you about it. You know, Lloyd Kaufman told me he wants to do more conventions. I said I'll talk to Sean about it, and I said I think you would do better if you had this guy, the Mop Boy nerd, Melvin, and if you had a Toxic Avenger actor with you. I think then people would be more interested.
Who's the guy who played the Toxic Avenger in the first film?
I forget his name, but Lloyd told me he's alive, and maybe he could do these shows. This looks like a good convention. Right here, underneath this wrestler, it could be whatever is Vampiro. Right here could be Wednesday 13. So
Yep.
you never know. Stay
I
tuned.
just sent him a text. I'll let you know when he
Who's that
responds.
vampire girl?
Oh,
Who is she from?
she's like a influencer.
No.
She's at every creepy con.
Okay. I was going to ask you. I put a call in to a vampira type girl. If I don't get this girl, do you know any vampira type girls for my video? I need a kind of a lookalike sort of doing that thing. But something to think about.
If you want to take another look at her, she's in Lizzie Borden's video, most recent video. I forgot what that song's called.
I'll find it. I'll look it up. I'll find it.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't have many.
She's really
videos.
skinny, but big fake boobs.
There's a girl, I think. There's a girl we've reached out for that. I just don't know if she's into it. If we get this girl, she's perfect for it. But if not, I got to find a backup.
Trying to think of somebody who would fit that type. I mean, you could find plenty of girls that could look like that.
Yeah.
Lisa loves to ask about FMKs, and they're usually good, but she likes to ask ones that Sean can't answer. He could tell you which one he would get rid of in this one, but otherwise he could not.
Would absolutely get rid of Monica.
Yeah.
Just
and
like I did get rid of her as a client.
I'm with you for different reasons. I don't know Shawnee Smith that well, but she sounds like a great gal. So maybe you F Nev and you marry Shawnee.
Drop the I in Nev.
What do you say?
I in Nev.
Yeah, she spelled it wrong. Wednesday. What do you think?
What show is Shawnee Smith on with Ted Danson? Yeah, I see it like on every day on my Pluto.
That was Jesus, what was that show called? Her and Ted Danson.
Yeah, it's
Becker.
like
Becker. Justin says called Becker.
Becker. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
She's really good on that too.
Summer School,
I
man.
I just think she's cool. She's been in everything that I grew up watching. So I'm gonna marry her.
Summer School, The Blob. She was in Stephen King's The Stand.
She's got to be a little bit older, no?
Yeah, she's got to be
50?
at least 60.
Oh wow!
She does not look it at all.
No, she doesn't
at all. So I liked it in Summer School when they did all the makeup effects and she's got the big block in her mouth.
Ruler. It's a ruler.
A ruler, right? Yeah.
Yeah. She's all, please.
Yeah. Summer School is one of my favorite. I think Chainsaw and Dave are the reason I am the way I am too.
Loved it. Mark Harmon classic. Yeah.
I only got Gary Riley out to one convention. I tracked him down. He was not in the greatest shape, but we did one.
Is that the guy that Dave? Is that his name?
Yeah, Dave.
Okay.
And then he fell off the face of the earth, and nobody knows what happened to him since.
Oh, wow. Last
But
picture I saw was him and Chainsaw together, and he looked like he was very thin, like
Yeah. Yeah.
almost like sickly skinny.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still alive. I brought him back into the world, and yeah, me and Lawton went to lunch with him. Like the first time I met him, it was interesting. Wait, Shawnee's only 55?
Well, sometimes people lie in these things. I mean,
Well, I can find out real quick because I have her flight info.
Okay. Yeah.
Which will have her real.
I'm sure she'd like everybody to know
Birthday.
that she's
I
older.
was gonna say, don't say it if it's just let it be.
These
Well,
these
no, I mean,
ladies love it when
she
you
might
talk about their
she
age.
might be 50. Hey, you know what? She looks amazing, so who cares? You know?
What
Yeah.
year did let's see what year summer school came out? What, 85, 84?
No, that would have been 87.
87.
Oh, okay, it was
I'm going
later.
with 87. 87.
Okay, so we're saying 87.
All right.
How old could she have been
Oh,
in 80?
you know what? He's right. I mean, she was born in 69.
July
Wow.
3rd, 1969. Yeah, 50.
She was really young when she did that then.
Yeah.
She's been divorced twice.
What?
Mhm.
Who would divorce that lady?
A guy named Jason Reposer and a guy named Kai Mattoon.
Well,
She was an oncology. She's the second child of an oncology nurse. And she grew up in the Valley, it seems. She made her television debut in a McDonald's commercial at age 8. And then when she was 11, she was on Broadway in Annie. And she's got quite the career.
Oh, hold
Ed
on.
Danson. Just think of that. She's even closer to Creep Show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the promoter just responded. Okay, cool. I'll get everything sorted in the morning, send it over, and we can go over it all. So
does that
he's
mean
still
it's
looking in
good?
to see if he has the space.
Oh,
Oh,
cool. Awesome.
Right.
Woo.
Well, Wednesday will appear in the parking lot if he has to. Especially
Yeah.
especially
I'll
if we
hang
can
out.
get some T-shirts made.
Yeah.
If everyone watching right now, which is close to 300 people, made their way to Ontario, California, and bought a T-shirt, we could all retire.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Have you seen Blood-Sucking Freaks? Not only have I seen Blood-Sucking Freaks, when I worked for Troma,
You are one.
I got it re-released into theaters. We did a theatrical run. It's a great, freaky horror movie. Have you seen it, Sean?
I saw it when I was a kid. I don't remember it very well, to be honest with you.
Basically, it's an
I
S&M
love it.
club.
Yeah,
So
I love it. It's weird as hell.
It's an S&M club, and the performers are getting killed in the show, but they're really getting killed. And they get killed in pretty ridiculous ways, but it's really dark and really weird. There is a scene where there's a beheading, and then a little person receives oral favors from the decapitated head. There's a scene where they suck brains out of a straw. And when we showed the movie in Vegas, before I lived here, I had Puck from The Real World host it. And right before that scene, I had him go into the theater and give everybody straws. It was just so stupid. But
That's
Lloyd
awesome.
would let me do anything at Troma, and that was one of the things he let me do. But it's a freaky movie, but pretty interesting.
One of the last photos of me with blonde hair before I went black. I'm wearing a Blood-Sucking Freaks T-shirt.
That's a great one. There is a sequel, and I've read the script, but the guy died who wrote it. Maybe I should try to take that over.
What was
Sean,
it called? Blood-Sucking Freaks 2, Still Sucking?
I can't remember, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, Sean, this is a question for you. Can we see you at the Mad Monster Party in Atlanta in March?
I'm not sure yet, but I saw that question. I was looking at my schedule.
And can Wednesday and I sell T-shirts in the parking lot?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know yet. There's another show that weekend. it's going to really depend on who I confirm for the other show. But right now, the way things are looking, I would say yes, I'd be in Atlanta. And that's the show I'd prefer to be at, just because I'd rather go to a horror con than a Comic Con.
Well, make sure you say hello to Sean and tell him you watch him on this show too, and bring him gifts because
Yes.
gifts. Let's see here.
Preferably like large framed glass. No, anyway.
Things you can't get home on the plane.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that people bring me things. I really do. But sometimes they bring things that are extremely difficult to get home. Wednesday, you must have that all the
The
time.
last convention I came to, people brought so many of those Oreo, Coca-Cola cookies and drinks. When I left my hotel room, it was like there was like 4 or 5 2-liters in there, 3 or 4 of the 20 ounce. I couldn't do anything with it.
Mhm.
Unless you
tried my
check a
hardest.
bag. And even then, do you have space for it? That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about buying a suitcase on the road or going to the post office to ship it home. I'm
Yeah.
grateful. It's hard.
In the U.S., I love getting stuff because my tours start at my house and end at my house. So
Yeah.
the bus comes by here. So I will make a whole bay on the bus be just all my toys. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to this U.S. tour to collect. I'm
What do you
collecting.
think? What do you think fans bring Jelly Roll? Like bacon,
Good jelly rolls.
jelly,
Lard,
yeah, a lot of lard.
cans of lard,
Probably a lot of
So-
jelly donuts.
You guys are
singing
so
lessons.
mean. You guys are so mean to jelly roll. I can't believe it.
Lorraine is going to be on the cruise and has a gift for me, small and not fragile. Thank you. That cruise is crazy because I'm doing 2 cruises. I'm doing the 80s cruise for 8 days, and then I'm doing the Monsters of Rock for 5 days. And I'm going to bring a big suitcase and check it this time. So for people who are thinking about shopping for me, there's
Can you check me?
I
Bring
wish
me-
I could. You're on the
Bring me
road,
on.
but you would be great on that cruise. And I will tell you that I have now seen the lineup for M3, and it's
Mhm.
good. It's good. I can't
Which
say anything about
cruise
it.
is it you're going on? Which one is it?
The 80s cruise is the first week of March. I think it begins. When does it begin? I'm talking to you. Sorry, I had to wake Michelle up. What's the first day of the 80s cruise? The 2nd, March 2nd. And then after that, I get off and I get on the Monsters of Rock cruise for 5 days. That's the one that Wednesday should be on.
Yes, you tell that guy.
Ooh,
Wednesday
Information
13 needs to be on there
Society's on that 80s cruise.
2026. Monsters
The
of Rock
80s
cruise.
Sean, that 80s cruise is fun. The people, you really feel like you're in the 80s. I mean, some of the people are in their 80s now, but they do a nice job, I got to say.
Now, are you going on it working or just for fun?
I'm going to document and be a pedestrian. And it is fun. Food is great. The stops are great. And they throw these theme parties. They show 80s movies at midnight, or there's everything about it. They have a channel in your room that only shows 80s movies and music. I got to say, it was fun. Way Cool Jr. is excited by M3. She does not know the lineup, but she is excited.
I was shocked when Stephen Piercy played Way Cool Jr. I did not know that was in the set.
Yep, that's still in the set. And
Every song sounded really good. Again, sorry, I was just thinking about that.
Sean and Wednesday do know one of the big M3 surprises. They're keeping it to themselves. But
Yeah.
I will tell you, one of the other surprises that I can't say is a guitar player from one of the most famous hard rock bands of all time will be there. And can't
Mhm.
say anything else about it, but he will be there. And
Chris
that
Holmes.
band, and it's a band that is no longer together, unfortunately. But I don't know how much I could say. All right. Yeah, 80s cruise, definitely fun. I told Wednesday I don't think I could talk very much. So
You
when I
sound
woke up, I-
perfect. You sound
and now we've
perfect.
done. I sound like Tammy Down. Now we've done 2 hours. You need to make sure Steven and Adamant get together on the boat. Steven's not going. Steven loves Adamant. He's really influenced by Adamant's look. Dokken is on the 80s cruise, and I think they're going to fall through. I just don't think it's going to work because he's terrible, to say the least. So
Is
I
he
don't
the
know.
only one still in the band at this point?
He's
Yes.
terrible, to say the most.
Yes. But Faster Pussycat will be there, and Firehouse. I'm talking about the rock bands. Firehouse doesn't even have their singer. He passed. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Warrant. Who? Warrant, yeah. And there's someone else I know. Oh, they just added Tiffany because someone had cancer and had to back out, and Tiffany came to the rescue.
That's very selfish of them.
We're going back and forth about what Stephen will play on the cruise. One idea, you play 2 shows on these cruises. One is on a pool stage and one is in the theater. We're saying maybe one show doing Out of the Cellar, one show doing Invasion of Your Privacy. It's an idea, so I don't know. But Stephen is tossing it around. If it is, we got to get to work. Let's see. Do I know when M3 will make their announcement? I'm not even sure I can say that. But anyway, we'll be on the 80s cruise, not the and Richie Sambora is not the guitar player. It's way more famous.
When and where is M3?
M3
Baltimore, right?
Maryland. I can't say the date here, but I'll tell you. It's in the month of May, but I can't say the date.
Okay.
But I'll tell you. It's fun. I mean, it's an interesting lineup. And then I was talking to Jake about Michael Monroe at the Rainbow.
So bummed I'm missing that. God damn.
Yeah.
I'm going to that for sure.
He said he'll set us up. Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody guessed one of the right names, but it's not the name I was referring to, so I can't say it. But yes, someone got one right, but it's not the one I'm talking about. Is it a bigger band than that band? This would be a question for Sean and Wednesday to discuss.
What?
I don't think I can say it.
Mm.
I'm
What's the
talking about
question?
2 rock bands. Which was a bigger band? But I can't say the bands.
Mm.
We'll have to do it privately.
I
think
don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking too much in code.
You said too much.
I said too much already. Hold on. Courtney Ramon, that's my kind of name, has been a member of the channel for 9 months. And Jason, check out Adamant's drummers, especially Hola or Jola. She's fantastic, amazing drummer. Every show I've been to since 2, blown away by her. I've never seen Adamant. I'm looking forward to it. And yes,
I knew his old drummer, Haley. She comes to all my shows.
Does he always have female drummers?
No, not since the beginning, but lately he has. I think
Lately, yes. Lately, that's the thing. Because my friend Haley was playing for him, and then I guess this person that they're talking about, Jola, Holla.
Yeah,
could be Holla.
Well, we've been here for 2 hours and 8 minutes. It's hard to believe. Kicking the year off right.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, I mean, maybe nobody had anything to do, but they seem to be enjoying it. This tour diary that I have, I'll plug first, and then we'll get to everyone else. It's available right now. George Lynch, Slaughter. Well, it's a fun one. I put the wrong comment up. Hold on. There it is. Go watch it. 5,000 people watched it. YouTube told me, don't put this video up at midnight. It is not a time when your audience watches videos. They know this now. And it did very well. People like it. And so hopefully you guys will like it too. I'm trying to do a thing where the members can watch all the tour diaries first, and then it'll go into syndication and everyone else can watch them. So that's where I'm at. I got a lot of edited ones. I'm home this month. Look to put out more videos. I look to do more shows with you guys. Sean, what is
that
new?
reminds me. Have you fed the dogs?
This was his chance to
It's
plug.
8:11.
Yeah, he's yelling at his lady. You fed the dogs. Where's my dinner?
She's like, yeah, you're gonna push the wheelchair girl off the hill. I heard you.
We
Yeah.
usually feed the dogs at 7. It's 8:11. I just wasn't sure if she fed them. Anyway, I saw somebody's cat comment, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, we gotta feed the
What
dogs."
is new in the world of malfunction?
Feeding the dogs is one thing. Yeah, we were very disappointed. We took there's this dog park. It's about, I don't know, it's about probably about 3 miles away, 3 miles. And we take the dogs, we drive them all the way over there, and the friggin' dog park's like closed for some sort of construction until like the 30th of January. It's like, damn it.
Moose out front should have told you. That's terrible.
So we ended up just walking them through the park by our house. But what's new? I finished editing the Malfunction documentary.
Oh, that's good.
Done. I unfortunately have to sit on it until I can show it to the guys, because they want to make sure that let's just say one of the people in the band seems very concerned and wants to see it first. I'll just say that. And then so hopefully they like it, because I put more time into this than anything I've ever done. I've spent a lot of time working on this thing. I'm now finishing.
How long's a long time? When did you start working on it?
You're probably going to think I'm exaggerating, but I've probably put in at least 40 hours of editing. Like, I'd probably do 2 to 3 hours a night for several weeks. And then I'm finishing a new Horrors Hall Grounds I hope to put up on Saturday, which is going to be on Jeepers Creepers.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
One of my all-time favorite directors. I try to like live my life. Never mind. It was a joke. He's a controversial director who's been in trouble for some not so good things, but I like the movie. I like the movie.
Sean, someone's commenting about your Olivia Hussey photos. I have a photo too from that show. I haven't shared it yet. I took a photo with her and Romeo, Leonard Whiting. Very sad. Olivia Hussey was hot. I mean, boy, was she hot. I'm sad when ugly people die too, but
not the same though.
Not the same. Hot people are so much better. But she was hot in Romeo and Juliet. Might have been a little young, but she was also in Black Christmas, and it was very sad. I'm glad that we got to meet her. She's had cancer. Oh, terrible. Sean's picture, it's on his Instagram. You could see Malfunction. You can follow. He's got a great picture because her daughter, who, by the way, is also very hot now, looks like her. It was a young kid in the photo, and she's looking at Sean. And it's such a funny photo, but you can check that out.
I'm posing with their mom, and we're both smiling, and the daughter's like looking like this.
Mm-hmm. It's a great photo.
Looking at me.
It's a few other people passed, right? It's been a lot of passing lately.
Yeah, my buddy Casey from Amen passed.
I saw that.
You guys know that band. I think I've talked about him on the show before.
I didn't even heard of him.
Yeah, that band Casey was, if you knew him and knew that guy, there was nobody like him. He was just the force of that band was something else. If you saw them they had 3 or 4 incarnations of that band. Like the original lineup was Amen, and it's basically, I guess, that Snot band is Sonny and a couple of those dudes, and then it went on to Amen when I met them, which had Piggy from Matt from Zombie and my band and Manson and now his guitar players and Michael Monroe's band. So it's just Amen's band had so many members. Like Shannon Larkin was the drummer on those records, and that's what makes those drums on those albums so furious, because you got Ross Robinson producing it, and it's
Shannon Larkin. Where do I know him? I know the name.
Shannon Larkin was Wrathchild America. He's Godsmack's drummer now.
Oh, okay. That's where I know him from.
But I could watch that guy play drums all day too. He's just, but yeah, mix that guy's drumming with Casey Chaos's Chaos and Ross Robinson producing. Should check those first 2 albums out.
I didn't know
the first 3 albums are great.
A sad loss. And then, of course, fans of American history, world culture, we lost an absolute legend, lived a long time. Mm-hmm. But Linda Lavin, Alice, passed away, and it's terrible. I made a video at the restaurant when I was with Sean in Arizona, and I guess I should put it out now. talking about the Alice
Shit, you
TV
should have
show.
you should have stayed up all night and had that thing out that same day.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
that would have been the smart move.
I was on the road and didn't have the means, but yeah, I should have, because that was the time, the window. People are going to forget Alice, sadly. But anyway, sad that she was gone. I was a show I loved as a kid and still could watch. Luckily, I met her on Broadway in New York, and I have some signed Alice photos. And then, of course, Jimmy Carter, who I also met, had passed away at 100. It's a good run. 100 is a good
Gone
run.
too soon.
Yeah, gone too soon. I would vote for him today. I would vote for him dead.
I'd vote for anybody right now.
I'm with you. Let's see. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of sad stuff. And Steve, I'm sorry, Steve's daughter passed away. Usually we're being silly, but sorry to hear that. No one wants to lose a child. Not supposed to happen that way. And it's hard to be serious on this show, because then the next question is, when will you guys head to BJ's next? So
This month we got a couple times after the Hollywood show. We got to get BJ's.
we're going to see a lot of each other this
Or
month.
chicken guy.
Yeah, it's let's see. And that Hollywood show is good. I have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, because some of these character actors, you forget what they were in. And I got to make sure I don't have pieces, that need people added.
I keep trying to find somebody good to add to the show that so I could have a client there, but
yeah, that would be good, because then we don't have to pay for ticket.
yeah, I'll still get him. I'll still get him for free. But like I tried to get James Remar in there to go with Ray Don Chong, little Tales from the Dark Side reunion, but he's going to be filming in I think Toronto at that time. So
What about Jeffrey Jones appearing? Controversial?
I'm gonna feel really bad getting my Ed Wood poster signed by him, but yeah, I'm gonna.
Who? Oh, he's there.
Yeah,
He
the
collects
principal from Ferris Bueller's and
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, and
he's been there before. He's a nice guy. He was way taller than I expected.
yeah.
You're getting your Ed Wood Criswell thing signed from him.
That's the best.
I have this really cool Ed Wood poster. It's actually in my garage, framed. It's framed in my garage, and I think what it was an original concept for the poster that got rejected, but it's way better than the poster they used.
What is
and
it?
It's got different characters on it, and he's on it.
That's great.
I think I had this same one of it too.
I'm pretty sure he's on it. I got to go double check. Maybe I'm mixing him up with Bill Murray's character. But either way, I still need.
Movie's so good.
I got Martin Landau on it. He's passed.
Oh, that's great.
I got Lisa. Was it Lisa Marie? Is that her name? Got her on it. She played Vampire in the movie, and I need to get him on there amongst like 30 other people. So.
Yeah, such a cool movie.
Yeah,
I watched that recently again. It's so good.
Underrated.
Yeah. Oh, incredible. I tell people all the time, you got to see that movie, and you forget you're watching Johnny Depp. The sign of good.
It's also a little ahead of its time. Like, it's one of those movies that kind of came out. I don't know. It just you watch it now, and I think it's more appreciated than when it came out. You know what I mean?
Nobody cared about it at all. It was a bomb in my world. That's the whole reason I started my Frankenstein Drag Queens band, was because of Ed Wood, and that band Jane County was the whole reason of that band starting.
Is anyone alive from Alice? No, Tommy is dead. Polly Holiday is alive. She lives in New York. I've gotten her to sign things through the mail. And Diane Ladd, who replaced Polly Holiday, is alive and going to be at this particular convention. Did you get a Black Christmas poster signed, Sean?
I never got my Black Christmas poster signed, but I do have that DVD that she's signing in the picture. I still have that.
So cool. So cool. They added some people to this convention that I had never heard of. Anthony Natal. Says he, Natalie, I don't know. It says he was in Mr. Holland's Opus. I guess they're doing a reunion. I see this guy, Chris Potter. Wednesday, you'll remember this. You remember when they brought back Kung Fu and they called it Kung Fu, The Legend Continues?
Mm-hmm.
And he had a son, and his son was a cop. Kwai Chang Caine would team up with the cop to solve
Yes.
mysteries. He's
I do
going to be.
remember this.
It's ridiculous. Carl Gottlieb, who co-wrote The Jerk,
Mm-hmm.
he wrote episodes of The Odd Couple.
Iron
And-
Balls.
He's going to be there.
Yeah, and Jaws.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Iron Balls McGinty.
I
Yeah.
can get my Jerk paperback book signed by him.
You could.
Sean, have you? I got to show you that book. I don't know if did I show you that when you were at my house, the Jerk book.
I don't think so.
Yeah, someone sent it to me over COVID. It's a paperback. It's insane. If you're a fan of the movie, you'll love it.
Everybody is saying you got to do the photo op with Richard Dreyfuss and the shark. People keep telling me, Danny Dangerous of the Zeros kept telling me, you got to get this. They're going to have this shark. I was like, do I have to get in a
He's so
fish
excited about it.
I said, do I have to get in a fish tank for this picture?
Yeah.
But Richard Dreyfuss, I predict if you have a death pool or a not well pool,
It's a safe pick.
put him in it. He's not healthy.
I'm gonna pitch my idea for the TV show, My Two Dreyfus's. I'm telling you, imagine that. Ugh, there's two Dreyfus dads, one daughter. She's young, she's dating. They just got to deal with two dads.
Well, you better hurry. Oh, there it is. It's the shark. And there's the shark. Hold on, Sean.
That's me and Darren with Richard.
Mhm.
That was the Hollywood show, like probably 7 years ago or something.
So they're doing the same thing again, the same photo op, the shark.
Same photo op. Old hat for me.
Yeah,
It
well,
looks like Dreyfus passed in that photo.
He may have.
they should get rid of the shark and get a big thing of mashed potatoes, all shaped.
Yeah, we could bring our own. Richard
Bring-
Dreyfuss
bring a
was very
spoon.
good. He was very good friends with Ron Jeremy, and Ron Jeremy introduced me to Richard Dreyfuss. That's my story. Sean, your Brady Bunch video was great. Could tell you were emotional about it. That's good.
Yeah. I'm a good actor.
Mhm. He
The
didn't get
best.
emotional about pushing a woman in a wheelchair off a cliff.
No, I was going to push her into the bed.
That's true. That's right, actually. It was Wednesday.
Wednesday is pushing her off Mac and me style.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry.
You guys have seen the whole Paul Rudd thing with Conan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of the greatest bits of all time. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, just look up
Me too.
YouTube Paul Rudd, Mac and me, Conan O'Brien.
Oh yeah.
It's good stuff.
Well,
It is
I
good
think
stuff.
I think we've well, we didn't promote Wednesday. Wednesday, you're going on the road.
I got
like
all kinds of
3
stuff happening.
Well, you better tell us about it.
Well, I am getting all the mixes for my new album. I'm turning it in next week. I got all my layout. Everything's done for it. It looks awesome. First single and video is going to be out mid-February.
Just kidding.
Tour kicks off in Vegas on March 14th. So yeah, lots of stuff. Once the record gets going, this video's coming out, and we have a lot more tour dates we haven't announced yet for Europe and all over the world. Lots of cool places, even some places. We're even talking about going to China.
China.
Giant
You're gonna
club.
be huge there. I'm telling you, Wednesday, they're gonna love
That's
you.
what
They're
I
gonna
told
love
them.
you
I was like, we're
bigly.
big in China.
The people of China are gonna love you. Elon's gonna love you.
That's what
They're
I
gonna
told
set
them.
cars on fire. It's gonna be beautiful.
Mhm. So yeah,
Okay.
lots of stuff happening, and I'm going to be updating my Patreon in February, YouTube channel, all kinds of shit coming. Too much. I need to write it
OnlyFans.
down. OnlyFans,
Mhm.
everything.
Official Wednesday 13 .com. That's where you can find out all the things you want to know about Wednesday. And yeah, I think it's great. And I was happy to see so many people wearing my shirt at the RATT, the Piercy show. It was great. Wednesday was pointing him out to me. He's like, that guy just walked by wearing your T-shirt.
Yep. I also picked out Jimmy
and then
Deander's
Jason
son.
went, but I'm still wearing it.
I
What
picked
is it?
everybody out at that day. I was good that day. I was a good eye spire that day.
You definitely were, yeah. Well,
I was going to say, somebody was asking about the next thing with two heads episode. It's a ways back. Yes, we will do another episode. We recorded one like a week ago, and I didn't record it. I forgot to hit record. So we needed a breather to get inspired again.
Is this on? Are we live? Did I hit record? These people just get in our living room.
These are people hacked in.
Well, it's 1:30 a.m. wherever Angelina is. And
Is that really you, Angelina, in the photo?
That's what I was wondering.
So I'm always suspect when it's somebody attractive. I'm like, are they really watching Jason's show? Come on.
Angelina, before you leave, can you confirm that that's actually you?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I know you're tired, and I know it's 1:30. Also, these pictures are so damn small.
I can't see. I'm gonna have to get. I think I'm gonna have to get contacts or something. I can't even. I'm watching my phone here, and I'm looking. I have to read down here on my computer, and I still can't see good. This sucks. This sucks.
I keep the show on a big screen TV off to the side, so I can see.
I'm watching on my Mac, right, and then right below it, I have my laptop, so I could read the comments.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments on my laptop, but I cannot read anything. Like, I can't see anything.
Angelina says that she's authentic. If it was earlier, I would send her the link to join us. At 1:30 in the morning, Angelina probably doesn't want to come on. Oh, she's in Argentina. That explains everything. That is why it's so late. And yes, as soon as he said Mac, I thought Mac and me as well. Anyway, well, thank you guys. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad to kick off the new year with you, and lots of new adventures and excitement and things. And you guys hang out. I'll tell you who that musician is.
She is a real person. I found her Instagram.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And it's a private account, but it says follow back. So apparently she followed me.
You. Oh, she said she'll join us next time. All right.
You speak good English?
She seems
she
to
must, because she's reading it and typing it, unless she's using a translation system.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
Like I had to use Google Translate when I was looking for conditioner for my hair in Austria, and it's called Spelung in Austria.
I am putting Spelung in my hair. Angelina,
I put so much Spelung in my hair; it was so soft.
Angelina, have you ever thought about what you would do if you met three very hot triplets who all had disabilities?
Spelung.
Anyway, all right, we're off. I'll talk to you guys in a second after we say goodbye. But
bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
We're giving everybody a big dating game. Wave goodbye.
2020.